Hello everyone. Hi Orange Barnacle again. Hi Nicola. Oh, hold on. Is that Spanish? Nicolas Gutierrez. Sorry, I can't. Thalekian Windwalker. Hey, good to see you again. Hello. Huck. Want to know? Oh, more Manx people. What's with the Manx gang swarming my streams? Lovely to see that. So let's get started. Hi everyone. You might notice a ever so slightly different camera angle today. It's mainly because I just filmed my next video. I just did it, and for that I thought I want to try something different, and so I was like, might as well keep the new setup for the stream. But currently my desk is a mess because of this different setup. But you know what? Let me know what you think. I might just keep it this way. I wouldn't mind it so much actually. So what happens now is basically my monitor, instead of being in front of me, is like to the side, and then it's just you guys here, just you, camera, chat, light, everything. I don't know why the Stream Elements bots is here. Like it's never shown up before. What is happening? Well, how do I use the bot? Like what? It's always said it's in the chat, but it's never actually been in here before. I'm very confused, but also kind of excited. I don't know what's going to happen now that it's here. Yeah, I need to look into that. Chatbot, what are you doing, chatbot? It's Spanish good pronunciation. No, I don't know if you've seen the trilling stream. I did a stream a few weeks back, or like a month or two back, where I tried to practice the r. It didn't go terribly well, so I don't know what I can say. I can't say I nailed it. But your name happens to have 2 trills in it. There isn't even a non-trilled R. Like it's just Gutierrez and Rolon. Jesus Christ! Why do you do this to me, chat? But good to see you. What Pokemon soundtrack is this? This is. Let me check. Let me just quickly check. I think it is the Amity Square. So it's from the 4th generation. Cool that you clocked it right away. It's Pokemon. That was from back when Pokemon Company released the Generation 4 soundtracks like for free, royalty free, and then I was like, I'm gonna grab it, and then I did some little snip, made it into a loop. And now you hear it every time you come to my streams. What do you think? Do you like it? If anyone ever starts to get bored, I might consider getting a new one. But I think it does the job for now. It is very calming, I think, in general. Yeah. How are you doing? It is British weathering, as I would say. I think there is a storm. Right now, this weekend, I'm told there's a storm this weekend here in the northwest anyway, and it was raining pretty bad the past few days already. But thankfully, every time I had to cycle somewhere, it was relatively dry. So I got lucky. Yeah, I had to time it right. I didn't do it on purpose. It's just it was chucking it down every time I was like somewhere working when I'm parked, and then when I head out and get my bike home, it's clear. So I'm really lucky. But I heard it's going to be bad this weekend, so I'm like, I'm going to stay home, do a little stream, and then take it from there. Yeah. How do you cope with the rain? Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm just really used to it at this point, or like it's not that bad here. It doesn't really rain that much. Or maybe I just come from a place with way worse rain. Over here, it's a constant drizzle. It's not that bad, but it is very British, and so I thought it might be a good time to get to my studying again, to learn about everything else that is British. Hello, Leon Benton. Good to see you here. I just realized I've seen you here before, and then now we're in contact. Lovely to have some familiar names around. Thalekian, I wonder if you're still here, but like I'm really excited to see the Thorn. Always lovely. faster mai. So, how is everyone? I was thinking about having a sip of tea first. As is customary for this channel, I always have a nice brew. My heart swells with pride or something. Oh yeah, it's quite a day for like national pride, isn't it? I don't know if anyone outside the UK knows what's going on, but if you know, you know. It is quite an important day for national pride. So it is ironic that I'm doing this stream today. I mean, I'm doing it basically regularly anyway. So yeah. Speaking of which, I did give it a thought. I think it is important to have some sort of regular streaming schedule. I do think this is a good schedule for now. I did a Tuesday one a few days back. I thought that also worked, but it will depend on what I have to do later on. So the like weekdays one are the exceptional times, whereas the weekend ones are generally I generally do it. Pnawn da baw, dwi'n iawn, beth amdano ti? Dwi'n da iawn, dwi'n cuddio'r glaw adre, felly dim problem sydd gen i. Mae'n hyfryd. Pan dwi'n gweld y glaw tu allan, dwi'n farch bod fi ddim ynddo fo. Felly, yeah. Talk about rain too much. Probably just the Britishness in me, taking over. Whenever I see the rain, I have to talk about the rain, right? What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was talking about Tuesdays. So what I did was I signed up for a community interpreting course. Don't know if you guys know what that is. Do you? Let me know in chat. Do you know what community interpreting is? So what happened was I had a chat about it with some friends a couple of months back, and they mentioned this to me, and I've actually thought about doing this before. So in the UK anyway, I don't know about other countries. You can be a community interpreter, which means you're not like an actual professional interpreter, but you can do some interpreting. So they usually call you up to like doctor's appointments, that kind of stuff. Pretty mundane things where it's not as crucial. I guess doctors are pretty crucial, but like not. I was gonna say not life and death, but it could be life and death. But small things, right? I thought I could just sign up to do it, which I actually don't know if I can. But then I realized there are courses you could do. And there's ones that are like right here in Manchester. Of course there are. So I signed up for one. I thought, once I'm done with my studies, I have like a brief period of like not knowing what to do. So I might as well get some qualifications. Might be able to like add to my mishmash of a slasher lifestyle. So who knows? It never hurts to get a qualification. I thought I might have to pay for it, and then I signed up, and it asked me, "Oh, so what benefits status are you on? What benefits can you claim?" I said, "No benefits, because as an immigrant, I don't get any benefits." Surprise, surprise! People didn't know that. Apparently, people were not aware that if you haven't become a Brit yet, you don't get the benefits. So I clicked no benefits, but then it was like free anyway, so I'm like, okay, sure, not complaining. So yeah, I'm signed on. I'm gonna do it. It's online. I don't know how intense it is, so we'll see. It's a couple of hours every week, like a community tutor. It's super cool. Goals. I mean, I have done basically that already before, because back when I was on the screening tour of the film that I wrote music for, Law Drop. I wrote music for a film. It's an indie film. So the director came to the UK, did a screening tour all around the country, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to come along? I'll pay for the trains." I'm like, "Okay, sure, we pay for the trains," because I can't afford the trains. So I went to the screenings, and then every time I do this voluntary interpreting for him, he speaks English, but like not very well. So every time there's a screening, there would be a Q&A session afterwards, so people could ask him questions about the film. Sometimes it's in Cantonese, sometimes it's in English, because it's a Hong Kong film. So I would just do both ways. I would interpret, and he would answer all the questions in Cantonese, because he's best at expressing himself in Cantonese. And then I would just have to do it. And I kept saying, bro, when you're talking, pause every couple of sentences so I can get through the stuff that you just said. I kept telling him that. He didn't do it. So he would just go like 5 minutes a pop, just really pour his heart out at every question. I mean, at some point it sort of becomes repetitive, right? People keep asking the same questions. He keeps giving the same answers, so that's fine. But every time he would like speak for like 5 minutes in one go, and then I have to like make mental notes, like, okay, so he says this and that, this and that, and then I will use my memory aids, my like special memory techniques that I'd learned for language learning, and be like, okay, so that's one point. Let me try to remember that using one word, and then I have like four different words for 4 different points, and then I would string them into like a sentence or something, so that I could remember everything. And then I would start giving a whole speech, 5-minute speech in English. Whew, that was hard. He was not very conducive towards interpreters, but you know what? It worked, and I think that was good training. Apparently, there were other people who did that, mostly just local Hong Kong people volunteering, and they couldn't do what I did. They didn't have the memory techniques, so they would just wing it. They would like interpret the last few sentences or something. So that made me quite proud of myself, I think, as the language guy in the room, purportedly. So yeah, but now I'm gonna do this course to know what they're teaching me. Probably gonna be something I don't know already, because another law drop. I did translation in uni. In Hong Kong we have like majors and minors like the States, and I wanted to go for a translation minor in addition to my music major. It was mainly Chinese English, obviously. No interpreting, though, just translation, as in like textual translation. I was halfway through the minor, didn't like it, gave up. Now I wish I'd seen it through, because now I could just use it as a qualification. But either way, I mean, if I finish this course, I have some sort of certificate anyway. I could just show it off, just like in my upcoming video that I've just filmed. Glad you've brought this to my attention. I have a vague long-term goal to do that. Community tutor comment was meant to be a joke about italki. Right. Yeah. But I mean, it's basically that. Yeah, I mean, on italki, you have community tutors, which mean they don't have like professional qualifications. Even though I would say the italki requirement for like a professional teaching qualification is quite low, I think. Anything relevant will do. So community tutors is people who don't have that on italki, whereas I guess it's kind of like that, just on a more stringent level, because professional interpreters will be like people with actual training, like a postgrad training or something, whereas community interpreters are just people who went to a course, I guess. They know about the principles, they didn't really do as much training, but it could be like a preview of how it's like to be an interpreter, because I might have mentioned I am actively considering eventually becoming a sign language interpreter. It's gonna be a very long way towards doing that, and it's gonna be very expensive, so I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but I am thinking about it, and people have asked me if I want to do it. That is why it's living rent-free in my head. So I'm starting my next course in like a couple of weeks. It's level 3. It's only halfway through, so I have to do level 4, 6, and then a postgrad degree in sign interpreting. So as I said, it's like a professional interpreter, loads and loads of training, loads of like practical. What's that? What's the word? Placement. Yeah, actual work experience. And very expensive, so I don't know if I get there, but if you want to help me get there, feel free to donate to get me to help pay for my course, and yeah, use the tip jar and whatever. So yeah, so that one will be on the actual professional interpreter level, but now I'm just gonna get a preview of how it's like. And now that I have I've gone full-time cyclist, it's actually much easier for me to get around the city anyway. It's hard to get out of the city, but at the same time, I can go to most places in like South Manchester within half an hour. as opposed to like 1 hour by bus. So that makes it easier. I know driving would be easier, but you know, this is a step up. Hello, Michelle. You feel the same way every time I watch the UFC, the fighter says a whole speech and then cuts to the poor interpreter. Exactly. I guess I haven't seen that much like of consecutive interpreting in action, so I don't know how much they interpret in one go. But let me know. What do you think? Do they do like a whole speech every single time, or do they like actually? How often do you see speakers pause for the interpreter? Because there's consecutive interpreting. That was me having done some studies in translation before. Consecutive interpreting and simultaneous interpreting. And the word on the streets is you need a certain knack. You need talent to do simultaneous interpreting. Because your brain needs to process a lot of information at once, because you need to understand it and then find the right ways to convey it in your target language, and then you have to remember, you have to say it, but at the same time also listening, and then you have to like keep a certain distance between your what you're saying and what the speaker is saying. Because if you're too close, then you can't really adjust for like you lose the flexibility. Like, what if they say something you wasn't expecting? Then you have to be flexible and change that. So you need to keep a certain distance. But if the distance is too large, your memory runs out. You go like you're out of RAM and you can't remember everything. So that's really hard. So purportedly, you need some innate talent to do that. I'm not sure if I have it. We'll see. But like in sign language interpreting, it's all simultaneous, right? So I guess you have to do it. Could you give us some techniques? I don't know. I'm not terribly good at that. Like I have my ways. When I go to a film, for example, when I see a movie, let's say I want to text my partner about what I have in mind, what like my comments or any remarks I had while I was watching it. So I would make like a mental list of what I wanted to say to her, and then I would like pick out a word from each item and then chain them into a sentence, and then at the end, when I'm done with the film, I would be like, so this sentence, 4 things, 5 things, and then go through them one by one. If only I could do that for Czech and English. They're only looking for Polish? Really? Really? I didn't know that. I don't know what they're looking for. I just keep hearing from other Hong Kong people that they're looking for like people to do some interpreting and like doctor's appointments and things. I don't know. I didn't actually know how to get into it. I just Googled it and I saw, of course, and I thought might as well do it. So we'll see. Maybe they're not looking for any interpreters, and I will have just gained the certificate for nothing except for bragging rights and put it on LinkedIn. Isn't there an interpreter levels 1 to 6? I'm not aware. Because I've looked into it. Because for BSL you do all your levels, and actually you might even skip some because your final requirement is to do a certain course that's on their list. They have a list of different courses you could do. Some of them are at universities. So some of them are like postgrad degrees, but actually then there's not that much teaching. It's mostly just practice training. And then I looked into some of them, and they don't actually necessarily require the highest level 6 quite yet, I think. Some of them have a lower requirement. So I'm like, so if I want to save some time, I could actually skip ahead. And there's lots of people who skip level 4 anyway, because what I was told is in BSL level 3 is when you can, if you've done a level 3, you're qualified to teach level 1. And then at level 6, you're qualified to train as an interpreter. But on the level 4, it doesn't really give you any additional professional benefits. So some people just skip from 3 to 6. And there's no 5, by the way, just for context. There's no 5. Just 3, 4, 6. Which is interesting. But I was told 4 is like has more linguistics in it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely doing that one if I can afford it. I love myself some linguistics. You have mad respect for sign language interpreters that interpret live shows and gigs and performances for artists and comedians. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would do that. I mean, I would have to do that, but I, as a person who's not... I think I mentioned before, I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm not very good at listening to songs, so I don't know if I would be able to do that. Even in Esme, what other memory techniques? I mentioned that. The Brazilian Portuguese interpreter, okay, interprets on the spot and sums up the message. Okay, so you basically, you have to summarize it. Relax person, long time no see. Bok priatelu, telu, kako si danas. I'm okay, thank you. You watch a video of interpreters for Trump and Kim Jong-un. I mean, obviously they're very good. If they're not very good, right, their head's on the chopping board. the most high-stake interpreters there are out there, right? So they definitely have the best ones. Did you guys see the video of like Xi Jinping talking to Putin about immortality? I think there was a leak. I do think it might have been on purpose. So there was a leaked audio where they and their interpreters were talking to each other about how they plan to achieve immortality, which was insane. You have to see it if you haven't seen it. It's crazy. Just two dictators out there talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna take these organs and just keep ourselves young, and so that we can rule forever. I think I watched a video interpreting, and it was really interesting because if you don't have a gap, it's harder to translate. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely. I mean, for a more extreme example, people often use German, because in German you often have to wait till the end of the sentence to know what they're really talking about. Or like, I guess it's the same for like Japanese or Turkish, where the verb is at the end. So you have to leave a gap. That's a more extreme example, but like for any language, you need some gap to leave some leeway for you to react to things. Not that I've done it, but like it's logical. Student only job. Community interpreting courses are level 3. Are they? I should know. What have I signed up for? What have I signed myself up for? What is this course? Hold on. It's a stage 1, and it doesn't say what level. I guess I'll find out when I get the certificate or something. Imagine skipping of levels is who says a kindred? A kindred. How do you pronounce it? I know akin. Akin, not akin. To musician skipping grade 4. Yeah, no, I mean, that's absolutely true. And I grew up in an environment where everyone skipped grades. So I did like, in piano, I did like 5, 7, 8 probably. I know people do like 3, 5, 7, 8 or something. Yeah, it's extremely common where I'm from. Whereas when I lived in Sweden, I saw people doing every single grade, and it blew my mind. They even did a pre-grade. Apparently, there's a pre-grade before grade 1. They're like pre-grade, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm like, ABRSM must love you guys. Must love this music center. They make so much money from people doing every single grade. But in Hong Kong, everyone skips everything. Yeah, I know people who like skip all the way to the top or whatever. It's actually true, but you won't be classed as fully qualified if you don't do level 6. I guess the Deaf SU had a video call meeting and mentioned how to recognize if a BSL interpreting is fully qualified. You mean in terms of like the qualification badges, or like in terms of the skills? Because I've been talking to someone lately actually about how you can spot a fake signer from a mile away from the accent. Because there was someone on Evil Dia server who is a deaf person who signs several sign languages, and they were like, yeah, when I see someone sign, you can see how they move their joints. Like which joints, for example, like this sign, are you moving your wrist? Are you moving your entire forearm? Or like another example is when I saw someone doing this instead of this. That's obvious to me as a learner, but ever since that conversation, I've been really self-conscious. I'm like, every time I'm looking at someone signing, I'm like, okay, so what joints are you using? Where are you moving? Where is the joint? I guess it's a lot like me trying to copy accents. Like when I watch people speaking with different English accents, I'm like, so what's different between this and that? What's that vowel? What's that O vowel? I don't know, or I don't know, or I like when I hear Southerners speak with a weird like O, the little R inside of it, or so I was talking to someone yesterday as well, where the O vowel was completely not what I'm used to. I'm like, oh, how do you do that? I guess it's a bit like that, and now it's gonna like live in my head rent free forever again. Like I'm gonna be obsessed with it. Companies opt out organ transplant system. What is it? What is it like? I love your interpreting political meetings. I have to say, make a joke, please laugh. I think I've seen something like that. But yeah, no, and that is really hard. That's why honestly I prefer translation. I think you get more time to think about the minutia of that, of like culturally specific things, jokes, humor, references. It's really hard to do on the fly. You need to know both cultures really well. So yeah, my upcoming video is about like language levels, like working proficiency, and in terms of interpreting, I would never claim to be able to do it in any language that is beneath my current English level. That like no way, because it is so you need to know so much about the culture, and I just don't know any other culture as well as I know my native and Anglophone culture. Yeah. Have you seen the joke interpreting skits? That's really funny. I think the one with like the Wrexham football team, that was really funny as well. I liked it. Have you seen it? If you haven't seen it, we can watch it together. I do not love ABRSM grades. We love it. It's in retrospect anyway. It was harsh when you had to do it. Scrooge McDuck scenario. Yeah. Trinity's better. I think in my circles we tend to do ABRSM grades, and then we would do like Trinity diplomas because it's easier. There's less going on. Whereas in ABRSM diplomas you have to do more other things. And then I mean nowadays on ABRSM grades you can also choose to just play music, which is I think is a really bad thing. It's not a comprehensive, holistic music education, but it's mainly catered to our market, basically. Like our market's like, oh, I just want the certificate. Make it as easy as possible. Never teach my kid anything that is not necessary for the exam. As speaking as a music teacher, I don't know what to say about it. Like it's just that's not how you do it. But you know, the customer's king. What they want, and it is a business after all. And it's not as life and death as like certain other qualifications. So ABRSM's like, whatever. Hi Israel. Is it the doc stream? No, I'm just doing the second part of the citizenship testing. I hate having to say this word. Citizenship. Either one is really, really hard to say. I think I mentioned I'm gonna push that Google Doc stream until I think that mythology game's coming out, because there's more synergy between them. I could like lead into that game stream. Me no English. Isle of Man. Oh, what's going with this like bonding here? The cross Irish Sea bonding. Yo, stuff with your stuff. Hello, yo. I'll go get your laundry. You understood a lot of it just to make sure anyone got in chat with what? With WordPress? I use WordPress. Bedachin meddwl am echenuchi. What do I feel about my name? Nothing, it's just my name. What do you feel about your name? I think I have a unique name, that's all I can say. I don't know a lot of Israels. I know I've met like 2, and both of them are South American. Celtic Brotherhoods, united by English invasion. Right, yeah. Oh, talking about invasions. Good day to talk about that as well. Yeah, you missed out. In the beginning, we were talking about how today's a brilliant day to talk about, national pride and like learning about Britain, assimilating. How many languages do you speak apart from English and Welsh? Jesus, I don't know. I have a list on my website where I describe my levels, not just like put a name on them. I actually describe them, what I'm capable of doing. And I have a video coming out in a few days, I think, about language levels and what levels mean and how to describe them. So definitely stay tuned for that. I literally just filmed it. It's in the same shirt, so you'll see that. And by the way, if you follow my broadcast channel on Instagram, if you don't, go to my Instagram and follow the broadcast channel. It's on my profile at puteinllyd. I have like exclusive updates on there, just little mundane things. What am I doing? What's coming up? What you might be interested in, what you might see in the near future, that kind of stuff. So I talked about this. I showed a picture where I tried using a teleprompter, because so far how I've been filming my videos is I script it and then I would memorize like a chunk, say to the camera, memorize another chunk, say to the camera, make 10 mistakes, do it again, and so on and so forth, and I have to like edit it all together. So I got myself a teleprompter app. I don't have one of those like contraptions where you can have like a mirror and so that I can actually look into the camera while I'm reading it. I don't have that, but at the same time, I spent like around half an hour figuring out the setup. So what I did was I have a speaker behind the camera that's like basically just a cuboid, like a big cuboid, and then I put a stack of books on top, mainly the ones that I bought from Peredur. What's the last? Peredur Glyn, right? Glyn, yeah, Peredur Glyn, yeah. He's the winner of the novel prize at the Eisteddfod this year. Yeah, it's crazy. He showed up and commented on my stream. Like, what? This famous person just commented on my stream. He told me things about Welsh poetry. Anyway, more about that another time. So I bought a bunch of his books. They're currently like somewhere in my room, just a stack of them, the entire collection, and then I stacked them on top of the speaker, such that it's just high enough. And when I'm looking at my phone, I'm kind of looking into the camera-ish. Because I tried several different setups, and every time I can clearly see that I'm not looking the camera. I'm looking like here, I'm looking here. But then when I have that stack and I have the phone propped up with a stand, I'm like, I'm looking around here. Chat, let me know. Do you feel like I'm looking the camera when I'm doing this? Okay, right now, this moment. Because my script was, I'm looking at where my script was when I was filming it. Do you feel like I'm looking at you sufficiently? Please do let me know. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, the video's coming out in a few days. I have to like edit it really quickly because I have I have a deadline. The Israel's digital family. Rhapsody Mangs, you're really tempting me to make that the name of the fan base, or like make it the name of the channel membership, but that's just not okay. Israel's going to London. I'm not in London right now. I know someone who's woken up like early in the morning and gone down to London this morning. I don't know Welsh, but I want to learn someday. Folks are from not. Go for it. Yes, if you want any help, get in touch with me. I have advice. I'm actually starting to take students as well. You know, if you want to learn from me, there is the option is open. Dwi wedi dewis fy enw I felly mae'n teimlad special. Oh, na, fi ddim. Dim fi naeth ddewis yr enw. Fy rhieni naeth ddewis fy enw I felly dim syniad pam. Wel, dwi'n gwybod pam, ond dwi ddim yn teimlo rhywbeth arbennig yn enwedig am fy enw I. Just dyna sut dwi wedi cael fy ngalw drwy gydo fy mywyd I. Felly, yeah, dim sylw. I just realised that your username is Wales. I never. Dang, it's taken me too long. Dwi'n dod o Colombia yn radial. Oh, diddorol. You feel judged. Stirring to my soul. Okay, so it works. Good. Thanks, chat. Thanks for letting me know. It works. Peter Cole style, right? Just talking like this all the time. Did you know that if you learn the language, you can actually get all the women you want? I don't know why I'm referencing it. Do you know the guy? There's a whole discourse around him, just staring into your soul and talking about women. Have you seen? Yes, I have. I'll get back to that later. I've been really busy. I have a concert coming up. If anyone lives near Manchester, please come to my concert on the 22nd. It's free. I have a new piece. It's my first piece since I went to Canada, which was a while ago. Bob Waith, dwi'n clywed rhywun da denu Sbaeneg yn siarad Cymraeg, dwi'n meddwl am Patagonian sydd. Yeah, of course. Mae'n gwneud synwyr, achos dyna rhan fwyaf o'r bobl sy'n siarad Sbaeneg ac yn dysgu Cymraeg. Da chi'n nabod Gales Con Marian? Dwi'n siŵr bod Nicolas wedi clywed amdani hi achos mae'n dysgu Cymraeg drwy gyfrwng y Sbaeneg. I gynulleidfa sy'n siarad Sbaeneg. I'm a bit concerned if they're going to that event in London. They go to the other one. If you know what I mean. Sorry, it's a joke. Garem, diolch yn fawr iawn. Israel looks like he's about to sell a pyramid scheme course. Yeah, exactly. Shut up and take my money, GIF. Dude, I should make a course and scam all of you guys. You're so loyal now. I can like scam you and ask you to buy anything, right? maybe when I make that map, I've been talking about that since 2013. When I finally do it, I can scam you guys and sell it to you for like £100. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Like, I mean, I'm used to when I'm streaming. Obviously, I'm switching between reading chat and talking to chat, so it's a bit like this and that. I've been thinking about changing my setup as well. As I mentioned earlier, right now, normally my screen is here, and I could put my chat there, so I can read chat and sort of still look in a general direction of the camera. Not anymore, because today, after I like changed my setup a tiny bit for the sake of the video, my screen is now here. So the closest I can do is this. I can read chat like this. It's still nowhere near staring into your soul. So I've fully accepted that I'm not looking at the camera while I'm reading chat. But I don't think you mind, right? You do mind? Yeah. So I've been thinking I might want to replace my one big monitor with like two normal monitors, and then I put the camera in between them, so that it's sort of, it would be right in front of me. But that would entail buying two new monitors. And that is a significant investment. Again, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No pressure, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So yeah, time to cash in. I know. I've been waiting for this for too long. I have people who recognize me in Manchester. Like, I would go to some sort of meetup. Usually the language meetup, and then like someone says, "Are you the guy who went to Wales?" And yeah, that's me. I should cash in. What color is your what? Let me see. I just happen to have it right here in front of me, because it was a prop in my last in the video that I just filmed. It was also a prop in the video I filmed in a Sedvod. It is this color, whatever this is. It's like this. It's a transgender color, like blue and pink, light blue and light pink. Sounds like me during a regular one-to-one. What sounds like you? Like staring elsewhere, or like staring to someone's soul? I'm selling a new course. That's a good one. That's actually a good one. That's perfect. Dwi. Nivelingo. Okay, so we've while we keep chatting, I'm gonna also start working on my flashcards, as I did in the past 2 streams. I'm an Anki guy now. What can I say? I'm actually considering like making more Anki like decks and whatever, but I have to like find a time for that, because I've started to make my own like close exercises. Like I would where's build in the when I read a book, I would write down sentences that I think contain a word I'm interested in learning. I would write down the entire sentence so that I don't have to make it myself. Or like when I see the sentence, it would bring me back to the moment I read it. I remember the story I was reading it from. So yeah, I write down entire sentences from books, and then I intend to turn them into closed exercises. And I still haven't done that, even though I finished reading that book weeks ago. And I'm thinking I might do it on Closemaster, or I might do it on Anki. I haven't decided, because both offer this close capability. And I'm thinking of using it more actively. I keep talking about turning my Uyghur textbook into Anki cards. I'm just lazy, man. What can I say? I should do it more. I want to be a fleißig. I want to be a diligent language learner again. Now I think I'm a bit too chill. I'm fully into that, listen and read until I naturally remember the words kind of phase. But I want to also do a bit of that, flashcard grinding kind of lifestyle. I have friends who do that, and like I feel like I could use that. That would really boost my languages. Maybe depending on the level. Maybe in Welsh, probably, because I'm currently learning more niche words because I'm on a higher level. Whereas if I'm on a lower level, maybe I could just learn words naturally from exposure. But let me know, chat. What do you do? Do you make flashcards? Do you use flashcards? What do you think about them? Do you hate them? What's your take? Let me know. Tell me about flashcards. It looks like your GCSE results. I think it's from the Quebec, or in English, Wujek, that also organizes the Welsh GCSE exams, so might be the same thing. Staring into your soul. Is WordPress easy to use? Where did I buy domain names? From GoDaddy. I found a Welsh language job. I'm all ears. I'm all ears. How do you say I'm all ears in Welsh, actually? Do you have a word for that? I'm all ears. No, what? That's so weird. I googled Welsh, I'm all ears, and then the first result is Reddit thread about Swedish. As I mentioned last time, my brain has a hard enough job telling apart Swedish and Welsh. Why is Google not helping at all? Why is Google just confusing Welsh and Swedish like I am? Let's see, Gwayadur. Does it have anything? All ears. Oh yeah, there is all ears. Astud. Astud, as in astute. I'm attentive. Doing astud, I'm attentive. Doing glistiau I gyd. Apparently you could just translate I'm all ears. You could just say doing glistiau I gyd. I'm all ears. I don't do it on purpose, but that's how you know I'm an INFJ. I have, by the way, I've got this. I got this from my girlfriend. It's funny. It's funny. So so now I hang it off my IKEA lamp shade because it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Just a IKEA tag on an IKEA lampshade. Yep. I could use the grinding. Yeah, I want to do more of that grinding. Don't take it out of context. Don't you dare. Have you practiced singing, Mr. What should I know about Mr. Brightside? Oh shit. I've practiced a tea making, and I genuinely believe that if there were a practical test for citizenship, that should be part of it. Pure listening and reading. You do that as well. Use flashcards. Helpful for vocabulary. Okay, I'll wait for your takes, and meanwhile I'll do my flashcards. Polls. I wouldn't umlaut. Fighter jet. A fighter. Yeah. What? Yeah. Fighter jet. Fighter plane. Umpryd. Fasting. That's St. Patrick. Idel, that's a Jew. Yep, Idel. What's the plural actually? I need to know. Idel. Idel1. So Idel. It sounds weirdly similar to like Ireland. Iwerddon. Yep. Ireland is Iwerddon. This is Idel1 for Jews. So I'll add the plural in here. Idel1. Canlynol in the following table. Masnach. What is this? Sirginiad. Jesus Christ. What? Sirginiad. The verb is sirginia. To distort, corrupt, garble, disfigure, mar, mutilate. Synonyms: divwino, anduyo. Oh my god, so many new words. Exciting. I can learn so many ways of saying to mutilate. Okay, distort, gwyrdroi, llygru. I know llygru as in corrupt. Oh yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I had this experience during my Welsh exam. Literally that certificate. So on in my speaking exam, I was talking. I had to talk about whether too many people go to university. So I was going to say this distorts the meaning of university because it's a place that's for the pursuit of knowledge, not for vocational training, supposedly. And then I had a very bad tip of the tongue moment where I was looking for the word gwyrdroi, but my brain kept going like dirdroi, which I don't think exists. Dirdroi, I don't think it's a word. No, it is a word, sorry. Yeah, oh wait. So no, dirdroi is also correct. So dirdroi is also correct as distort. So my brain gave me something else, I think. Probably, yeah. So in my 1 hour preparation period, I was allowed to use a dictionary, a paper dictionary. So I had one. I brought my tiny pocket dictionary, and I kept looking for the word that I wanted. So I looked up distort, and the only result, I make it sound like I'm Googling. The only Welsh translation for distort in that dictionary was ystymio, which is funny because ystym is a pose, and then ystymio is to pose something but also distort something. And I was really upset because my brain kept going back to this word that I do know, that I have used before, which is dirdroi. And I spent most of that 1 hour just being really frustrated that I couldn't find the word. And in the end, I couldn't find it either. I just used ystymio in my exam, which in the end I still nailed, but I was like, ugh, I hate this. Because I knew the word. I knew it. I just couldn't find out exactly how to say the word. If I heard it, I would know. It was not in my dictionary either. It's not as big a dictionary as like the online ones. Yeah. But my examiner was really impressed. I'm proud of that. I really impressed my examiner. She was like, "You speak so well," and among other things. And she had to wait till the end of the exam as well. Like during the half an hour of the exam, like doing the 4 different tasks, she was recording the whole thing. So just very factually, just okay, tell me about this, talk to me about this and that. But yeah. If you're wondering what the speaking exam is like, I streamed it one time, so go back to that. So let me look at chat. Michelle used to flashcards, pretty helpful. Yeah, I might do that. I can't decide what language I'm learning now. It's hard. Like people ask me, what are you learning? I don't know. My newest language that I'm seriously learning is Uyghur, but like I haven't got anywhere with it yet. Whereas I'm also going to Welsh and BSL courses. I'm kind of learning Welsh in a more relaxed way now. I'm more like just enjoying it, reading and stuff, going to the classes and talking to people. Whereas BSL is going to be intense because it's a level 3 course and I paid an arm and a leg for it. Turquoise English Party are hiring. No, you're joking. Are they actually? Is it in Welsh language? Jesus Christ. I want to see that. I want to see who does it. I would love to see who does it. Oh my goodness. WordPress. Hello, 默默，你點啊？默默可唔可以教下 Michelle 廣東話 ？Oh my god! You know, you guys, you could Kamil, you could teach Michelle. Just teach her in Czech. Like I'm sure that your understanding of Cantonese aspects would be more intuitive for a Czech speaker. I was saying earlier to in private that when I teach my Polish student Cantonese, I take advantage of the verb aspects, because every time I teach new aspects, I'm like, yo, it's just like that, this and that in Polish. And I'm sure Mud can do that. Mud, 你喺邊啊？出嚟，快啲教佢廣東話。What is this flashcard app? Thanks. It's Anki. Everyone knows Anki. Your next assignment is to watch the video of Mr. Brightside. Ugh. Is it gonna, if I do it here, is it gonna get copyrighted? I just want a personal site for my work. Who this? Mud, say something. You're here. I know you're here. Okay, let's go back to Anki. Sirginiat. Okay, Sirginia. I will put the verb in as well. Verb Sirginia. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at the synonyms, because I like synonyms. Let's read some synonyms. This dot, Gurdroi, Sakuru, yep. This figure, Divuino, despoil, to defile, spoil, soil. Maidhi. Oh, I'm clicking into too many synonyms now. Anduio, to spoil, to ruin. I know divetha. Let me see if I can switch over to this one. This is the Wiktionary. Anduio. Yep. So, anduio, I know divetha, spulio, that's from English. I don't know what this is. Lechwino. Anfirvo, to deform, right? Deform. Firv is form. Anfirviat. Let's see what Sirginiat comes from. Oh, oops, wasn't expecting that. Sure. So, you have been corpsed. Get corpsed! Rogue. What is this word? Chat, what does this mean? I don't know. What? A male servant? What? Dishonest person? A rogue, a villain. Bastard, I know bastard. Afdin, Dihirin, I know this one. Villain. Knav, that's from English. Okay, sure. Anyway, so Sirginiat. Right, let's go back to Anki. Okay, we're back. 我推介 Israel 老師，你教佢啦，你咁You speak the same language. You can explain things so well. How do you allow personal emails on any site? Ask me a question or two. You can try to email me. I'll see if I have time to get back to you. We have priority replies for channel members or Patreon members. And I'm quite busy lately, to be honest. I do need to finish my freaking PhD, but we'll see. Come to my concert. You're like only a few hours away. Okay. Dydd Mercher Sito. Knock. Jesus. I know this. Kinheav. Lorkiad. What if this is? A Yorkiad. Okay, that's an I, not an L. Yorkiad. What are the Yorks? I assume that's like specific people. Yorkiad. Oh, Okay, right. So basically the rose thing. That's what I thought it was. I was just not sure. Oh wait, I could just use 2 layers and then switch between them. Yorkiaid. So, cangen o deulu brenhinol y Plantagenets oedd teulu'r York neu Yorkiaid a gychwynodd gyda gedbwynt o Langley, Dig Efrog, sef pedwerydd mab, Iedward y Trydydd, Brenin Lloegr. Daeth 3 o aelodau'r teulu yn frenhinoedd ar Loegr. Ar y linell... Wrong grammar, it's llinell. Do I have to edit Wikipedia again? Why do I have to keep fixing your grammar? Ar y llinell waed hon, yr hawliwyd coron Lloegr gan y teulu, ac ar y perthynas i Lionel, Duke of Clarence, ailfab Edward y Trydydd. Daeth y llinach Yorkaidd i ben pan laddwyd Rhisiart y Trydydd, Brenin Lloegr, y Mrwydr Bosworth. Do I need to know this? Daeth again, wrong grammar. Llinell waed i ben pan y bu farw Edward... Wait, no. Plantagenet Jarl Warwick was Brwydyr. I love that they have so much history on British history on Welsh Wikipedia. Maes Bosworth. Brwydyr Olaf Rhyfeloedd y Rhosynau. Okay, good. So that's when the Wars of the Roses ended. In the 15th century. Ymladdwyd roedd Rhyfel y Rhosynau yn treffer catref rhwng Lancastriaid a'r Yorkiaid. Lancastriaid, Yorkiaid. Good to know. I need to know the names. The Yorks. Yorkiaid. Oh, let's look at the aswed. Y llinach drwy Edward a Trydydd. Brenin Lloegr. I'm very confused. What the hell? Dig y cyntaf York. Why is it not Efrog? Could be Efrog. Could be Caergrawnt. Dig York. What is... Wait, no, what? Are they cousins? Chat, are these guys from the same family? Is that what... Right? If I'm reading this correctly, they are some sort of cousins, right? the implications. So Richard Plantagenet. So was he killed? No. This guy was killed. And then there was a Tywysog Cymru. What? I'm very confused. How does work? Why are they all... No. Dig York, Rutland. So who's a king? Brennan's like, why is this guy the king and this guy's also the king? Who came first? Rhisiart y Trydydd. Swydd bu farw. What? Oedd brawd y brenin. They were brothers. Edward y Pedwerydd. Cafodd ei lad ar faes Bosworth. A chipiodd Harry Tudur Goron Lloegr. Wait, so who came first? I hold on. When was this guy? Okay. Wait. Yeah, okay, right. Okay, so Edward the Fourth was killed, and then Rhisiart y Trydydd, right? And then what about this guy? What? Why is he also a king? Why is this so confusing? Do I have a full... Oh, wait, there's a key here. Okay, Edward. Oh, okay, so Edward the fourth, and then the fifth, and then the Rhisiart. Cool, okay, sure. This guy was there for 2 months. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm back now. I'm back. I got the gist of it. I got what the Yorkiaid are all about. Oh, you love this history content. Do you love it? Only a few hours away. Yeah, but you know what? We're speaking American today. Durham. It's September. It's like a week. It's a week from now. You will come listen. Perfect. But my point is that you're in the north. So the north is like one I want to say one big family, and then I realized I literally was just talking about the Wars of the Roses, so that goes against everything that makes us a big family. I could ask any question. Go for it if we can get around to it. Historically, yeah, that's a good chance. Sweet Home, Alabama. Yep. Okay, got it. Got the gist of it. That's the Yorkshire. Anyway, Yorkshire. I mean, that's quite easy. I think the more important part of this flashcard is to spur me on to talk about to look into the history. So the word itself is really simple. Yorkshire, Yorks. I know that, but now I know about the family, and then they died out, right? They died, and then what? And then who became king? Harry VIII, Henry VII, right? They become the Titur. Is it the guys that were like actually from Wales? See, I there are some things that are like common knowledge to you guys that are not to me. So like I still need to learn about them. Speaking of spur, I didn't realize what the word spur came from, like in spur me to do something. I didn't know where it came from until I learned the Welsh for it, which is spardino, and it's the same origin. It's from like the thing when you ride horses. Yorkshire, Silginiad, mutilation, Silginio. Either one. I wouldn't lad. Fighter plane. This is not diogelwch. They are looking for nawdd. Goruchreoli overruled. Cyfyngu limit. Yep. Gwladwriaeth les. Mesur yr hawliau. No, iawnderau. Shit. Hawliau is right, but this is mesur iawnderau. What is yaunder actually? Yaunder is like properness. See, I never see your messages. Your messages are here. Assume the family tree is circle shaped. Good. I will take your advice. Speaking of advice, I don't know why I just keep telling stories. But the other day I was talking to my friend who is a Welsh speaker and is playing in my music in my concert, and they started asking me about like how I learn languages, because people just do that nowadays. And then I'm like, oh, now you're coming to me for advice. I wanted to say that, but then my brain couldn't find the word for advice for like a good few minutes. I'm like, it starts with a C, but like half of all the Welsh words start with a C. And then finally I got to counsel, and I got to counselor, which is cynghorydd, and then I remembered cyngor is advice. But I was already way past that moment, so I didn't say it. Yeah. Cyllid. That was in my latest clip, a stream clip. Cyllid y thollau. Cyllid is a budget, revenue. Shit, wait. Budget is cyllideb, right? Cyllideb. Yeah, cyllideb is budget. Cyllid is revenue. Okay, I should know that, but I did not. So I put it. I was so confident about it as well. I was like, I know this, and no, I did not know this. Cymwys, eligible. I learned English from you guys. Eligible. Crynwr. Cliciad. Like a lock thing in, right? A trigger. Okay. I was thinking like the mechanism inside a lock. I think it's called a cliciad. Don't know what it is in English. Cliciad. But a trigger, I guess, like. Let's not talk about guns today. But cliciad. Now, nwyddau. Pla. A pladi. Black Plague. Pla. Ehediad. Kazuhiro. Amddiffyn. Defend. Yeah, rude. You could say anghwrtais, impolite, or hyf. Trosedd, prime, easy. Porthladd, that was the title of my piece of music that was in my Eisteddfod video. If you didn't notice, when I talked about music in that video, I was playing my piece titled puteinllyd. Exactly this. So I know this very well. I know the etymology and everything. Ynad, ynadon, ynad. Gwrth ryfel y pasg. Gwrth ryfel y pasg. Reithgo, I've seen this word, I don't know what it means. A jury, yes, a jury. How do you pluralize it? Reithgor. Reith. Oh, it's supposed to have the. That's why it looks off. It's supposed to have the r, and then the plural is I. That's more like it. Reithgor. Okay. Grŵp o bobl wedi dewis I rando ar achos mewn llys barn a phenderfynu yw'r un sydd wedi gyhuddo yn euog neu beidio. May be treated as a single group or many members. Oh, so you could say, you could refer to like the members of the jury, or it could refer to the jury as a group. Okay, mae'r rheithgor yn wedi penderfynu. The jury has decided. How do you say the jury's still out, I wonder? Mae'r rheithgor tu allan. Or something. Rheithgor, okay. Again. What was I going to say? By the way, another Welsh grammar fun fact. So in proper Welsh, if you want to say, for example, I want to know if you are interested, the if, whereas if is used to like introduce a question, right? It's used to embed a question into the existing sentence. I want to know if you are happy. In Welsh, supposedly how you do it is you put a and then it's the question in the question form. So basically, I want to know, and then and then are you happy? Are you interested? Which is actually the same way you do it in Cantonese. You just pop the entire question in it. But because Welsh speakers are so English influenced, there is a prescribed way, or like the common way of doing it, which is use os, which means if. And then the question comes after this if, do you use the positive statement form, like if you are happy, or do you say if are you happy? And people can't decide because, I mean, technically both are wrong. Some people are like, oh, how do they say it? I've seen both. Whereas if I can help it, I would try to use the right way, because I like it when other languages resemble my mother tongue, and there is a lot in this language that does. Ladder shaped. I just realized what you meant by ladder shaped, like ladder shaped, right? Haha, Jesus Christ. That is another garwch. Rheithgorau. Shit. Arfai dinister torfol. What's the other one? There's I want to put the other one in as well. Arf eang ddistryw. I want to put it in just for the lols. Arf eang ddistryw. Yeah, I got that. Gaelic. I think that is a Scottish one. Oh, it could be either one. No, because Irish is Gwyddelig. Yeah, Irish is Gwyddelig, and then Scottish is just Gaelic. Gaelic. I'm very resistant towards pronouncing it correctly, because in English anyway, there's this classic distinction between Irish Gaelic and Scottish Gaelic, because that's in Gaelic, the word for Gaelic is Gaelic. So there's a distinction there, but in Welsh, supposedly, it is pronounced Gaelic, according to how it's spelt. I think you're supposed to say Gaelic or Alban, Scottish Gaelic, but I wonder if you could just say Gaelic, because if Irish is Gwyddelig, there's not really a confusion here, right? Wiktionary says, hold on, where's my window? It could be Scottish Gaelic, Gaelic or Alban. Yeah, Albanic. I think Albanic Albanic means Scots now, right? No, fuck. Albanian. Damn it. So what is Scots? Scotic. Right, Scotic. Yeah, Scots is Scotic. Gaelic is Gaelic. And you can't say that anymore because now it's Albanian. Chat, do you think Albania and Alban or Alba are related? What do you think? Let me know. Let me know your opinion. Oh, let's make a poll. Are Albania and Alba, Scotland, are related? Yes. No. And let me know what you think. So rare Irish Gaelic, Gwyddeleg, and then Manawig. Manx mentioned. Easy. That's my home turf. Cyllid revenue. What is the plural of cyllid? Cyllid. Cyllidai. I like to make sure to include like important information like the plurals in the cards. So I'm gonna add them back in. Click here. Oh. Someone's gonna open that. You doubt it? Manx mentioned. Yeah, why do you doubt it? Let me know your reasoning. I would love to hear your reasoning behind it. Why do you think they are or are not related? Darpali. Well, we can add St. Albans as well. Like Albania, Alba, St. Albans. What else? St. Alban. St. Alban is a saint. St. Albans is a city. Related through Latin. Being based on my assumption that Alba is based on I don't even know what Alba came from. So like we will have to search for them together. They are related. Let me go check if anyone's opening the door. Postman just left, so I assume someone took it or they gave up. I hope they didn't give up. Actually, what is on the way? What if it's my thing that is on the way? Let me quickly check if it's my order. Would be really awkward if it is and then I missed the shipment. Nope. Okay, it's not mine. Okay, good. Let's go on. Albanian is a Latinized name for a tribe. They aren't related. Tet, you gotta make up your mind. You gotta argue for it. What do you think? Darpari provide. I was gonna say supply. Supply provide. Same. Cyfyngu limited. Cyfyngedig limited. You sound quite limited. Ti'n swnio'n eitha cyfyngedig. It's really hard to say. Sirginiad. Alba has something to do with pure. Really? I didn't know that either. I recently learned that I think Gwyn and Gwen, which means white, also have something to do with like good and proper or something. Good, probably good. Like white means good, which I can see why. There's an obvious reason why, but it's quite interesting to think of it in the present context, how white meant good. And then apparently there's some people with the last name the White. Imagine if your first name is Gwyn or Gwen, and then your last name is the White and Gwyn. Gandalf, a Gwyn. Fwatir, a refugee. I should add the plural. It's Fwatiriaid. Let me just show. Fwatiriaid. Yep. Fwatiriaid. Dogfen. It's feminine document. Gofal iechyd, healthcare. Gwirfoddoli. Gwirfoddol. Okay, that's a noun. Fine. I'll put both. Gwirfoddoli. Pla, we had that. Arweinydd, the leader. Hawliau rights. Diwydiant culture. It's shit in this industry. I know that. Oesevydd, Bronze Age. Diwylliant. I remember being very confused by how culture and industry sound so similar in Welsh. So culture is diwylliant and industry is diwydiant. And the crazier thing is, if you look at where they came from, they meant something very similar. Like the etymology are very similar in meaning. Let me double check because I don't remember very well. Something to do with like hardworking. So because the D is not, right? So diwydiant industry came from diwyd. D meaning not, and gwyd meaning vice or fault, like bad qualities. Came from Latin vitium to gwyd. Okay, so diwydiant, which means industry, came from like not fault, not bad, right? Not basically that. Whereas diwylliant came from not wild, because it's from gwyllt. The gwyllt. Because if you make something not wild, you tame them, you cultivate them, you give them culture. So that's why. But like they're kind of similar in meaning if you think about them. One of them is not wild, one of them is not vice. You get paid when studying a PhD, not here, not really here. You can get a studentship, but most people don't. And then yeah, it depends. I think in STEM you're more likely to end up in like a group PhD thing. So it's easier for you to get studentships because you're basically working for someone else. But in the humanities, it's more like independent research, and you can apply for a studentship. Not many people get it, and then you hope for the best, and you can do TA work, which I'm doing. I wish, I know. You thought Alba had something to do with the political party. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong. Glass can mean pure or untouched. Hey, hold on. There are some idioms around glass. There's like gorau glass, right? Gorau glass. I'm doing my best. So I'm doing my blue best. There is a lot of idioms that just randomly have a color in them. Let's look at them together. Like these. Oh my god! I found out how to say gizzard. Because I was literally just yesterday, I was writing my diary in Welsh, obviously, and I wanted to write I ate chicken gizzards, and I didn't know how to say it. I didn't bother to look it up. It's just randomly here. Afu glas, as dim ac aderyn, lle mae bwyd yn cael ei chwalu'n fan. It's just here. Blue baby, don't know what that means. Blue hair. Blue dog. What? Shark bach. Don't know what that means. Cydill. It's a sort of animal. Okay, who cares? Gaeaf heb eira. A snowless winter. That's nice. That's kind of nice. Not that I like snowless winters. Glas y dorlan, another animal. Glas y gors, another living thing. Glas y llygad, right? Llygad, iris. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Gorau. See, I learned this in a book. I did my level best. A mor dda accent bosib. Gorau glas. Hwyr glas. So blue late. So blue best. Blue late. It is blue late for you to do this. How do you use it in a sentence? Hwyr glas. Hwyr glas. That's so funny. I googled hwyr glas and I found an article about Fall Arms and Hogs skit about the Welsh immigration test. I'm literally studying for my immigration test right now. and somehow it's all connected. Scythe glass, blue milk. Blue milk is skimmed milk. Something something Star Wars. He was just drinking skimmed milk. Cool. Morky glass. The blue sea dog, and it's a shark for some reason. Sea dog. I don't know what this is. Grassland, okay. Green with envy. Early morning. Anglasadid. But bore, you say white morning, right? Bore gwyn. Yeah, bore gwyn, early morning, white morning. But in the blue, or I guess grey, yeah. It's blue, grey, green, whatever. In the blue of the day, anglasadid, early morning, same thing. So different colours. Proto-Celtic. Yeah, you need to pay rent. Maybe, yeah, people don't like you being students. You're listening to the doorbell. Oh, I see. Look at part-time work. You love morgi. What is morgi? I actually didn't know this. I have a little collection of different dogs in Welsh. I love that there's so many things that are just called something dog. Suvergi, you cowardly dog. All the other dogs. Durgi is like weasel, right? Water dog. Let me check. Duvergi. Otter. Sorry, otter. Don't know the difference. So, water dog is otter. Sea dog is a shark. What else? What other dogs have we got? A dwarf dog is a corgi, literally. There's something else. There's other dogs. Key. I knew it. I knew a bunch of those. I think my favorite might be the otter. But let's see. Oh, Kachki, yeah, shit dog. Sechki. Corgi. Oh, weasel. Yeah, weasel is Gwenki. Yeah. I got it confused. Okay, so an otter is a water dog, whereas a weasel is a greedy dog. Yeah, it's a greedy dog. And then what else? I think that's most of them. Hellhound, a staghound. Yeah, that's okay. Cool. Kipoith, the hot dog. Apparently, there's an idiom I've heard one time called "Coti can cwn cair," means to wake up before the dogs of Chester, and apparently the dogs in Chester wake up really early, and that means you wake up really early. Anyway, financing, yeah. Glass trends more towards young and new. So like green in English, I suppose. Sea dog. Yeah, sea dog is a shark, I guess. Apparently there is also a smooth sea dog, which is a smooth hound. What the hell? It's called a smooth hound in English? There is a shark called smooth hound in English. So there is a connection somewhere. I mean, the English also called it some sort of dog. This is a dog. And in Welsh, it is a smooth sea dog. Siarc bach heb bicyn ar y gefn a tu blaen I asgell y cefn. So it doesn't have a sharp thingy. All right, a tip. I don't have a tip. Yeah. Where are we? Diwylliant. Okay. Easy. Treithgor, jury. Click here, trigger. Revenue. Perlysiau, pearls. No, spices. Completely misjudged that. Perlysiau. Spices. Herbs. Perlysiau. Okay, sure. Perlysiau. Majority. Treisio. Declare. was going to publicize. Publish, yeah. A pal, we got that with a pale. Dydd Sant Ffolant. A cyntaf i'r felin. Oh, what is that? The first one to the mill. Oh! Oh wait, so what does first past the post actually mean in English? Is there a is there like a race thing? I assume it's like race etymology. Is it a race? There is, yeah. So it's a race. It's a race thing. Okay, yeah. First past the post is. So who wins the race? Right? First past the post. In Welsh, it is the first one to the mill. Melyn. And I know Melyn because I bought a few books from a publisher called Llyfrau Melyn Bapur, the paper mill books. Yep. What's a plural? Melynau. Melyn. Not melyn, melyn. I like that. A cyntaf i'r felin. Perlysiau, spices. Palas San Steffan. Llyfr cartref. Mewn folio import. Eithafiaeth. No, make it. Diswyddiad. Difrifol. Pengliniad. No. First past the post. Perlysiau. Spices. We got that. Yeah, we got that. We're done, chat. We're done with the flashcards. What's a sundog? What is a sundog? Mor Blythe, the sea wolf. Yeah. Do you want to hear a good Welsh tongue twister? Go for it, mate. Saltney dogs. I don't know what that is. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess they're lazier. A research. Yeah. Abroad market. I can't go abroad. Not in the next 2 years. Not until I'm done with this bullshit. Melyn Bapur. Yeah, so that's how I learned about the publisher, because I saw the news. They said they're publishing the Hobbit in Welsh. Yes, because they also did the Cornish one, which is an Hobbis in Cornish. So I saw the news, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy it just as a collections item. And then they were like, oh, buy a few more to I don't know, get free shipping or whatever. So I started like looking into their catalog. They have a bunch of classics that they translated into Welsh. There are some Welsh authors who wrote in English, and they were like, let's translate that into Welsh as well. So I have a bunch of them. The Time Machine by the H.G. Wells. Where's H.G. Wells from? I actually don't know. Is English, okay. Wasn't there some sort of common saying lately about this guy? God, is there a quote that was recently popular? I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, I have a bunch of books from Llyfrau Melyn Bapur. Love to see how others express things. Yeah, first to the mill. I mean, it's the same idea. It's a race, right? Czech citizenship. You could go there. I don't have another citizenship. Can you give me one? And local Czech wages. Oh yeah, it's true. Oh right, the DDD one. Yeah, I've done that before. I did the DD and the DDD, and I did the daddy and the DDD. Yeah, it's a bit harder with the northern accent, but in the south it's just, well, if you use a D, supposedly it's a north, but like you say with a southern accent, you do like I did the DD and the DDD, and I did the daddy and the DDD. Te przyjemne video. Oh, thank you. What's the word? Is it Diakuyu or something along those lines? Oi, Fletcher. A sundog is a thing. What? What? What is a sundog? Sundog. Oh, what? What is it? A sundog or a mock sun is a phenomenon. Too bright. What is that? I need to see that at some point in my life. Your field is very hands-on. I did a tiny bit of remote work for Easy Polish, but yeah. What do we have here? Do you have the British Hong Kong? Yeah, I have. I'm on that one. Technically, I only have that one now because my Chinese Hong Kong passport has expired. Jak prochodzić wywczenia walizkiej mowy? What is wywczenia? What's wywczeń? Oh, like learning? What's how do you is it like how do you approach the learning of the Welsh language? Is that what you're saying? Jak przychodzić do nauki walizkiego języka? I would love to hear you try the Czech tongue twister. Does it have a sh sound? Yes, it does have a sh sound. I knew it. Never seen a sundog. No, okay. Don't know what that is. No, of course it's not one or the other. No. Because the BNO is not a real, like, citizenship passport. So you're not... You can't just have it. Right? It's always an auxiliary thing. If you were in Hong Kong at the time of the handover, and if you are Chinese, then you get the Chinese Hong Kong one, and then you can keep the BNO passport. But if you're not Chinese, as in ethnically, because obviously ethno-state and all, I think something else happened, but I don't remember. I think there were situations where someone became stateless and then just whoosh, straight to British citizenship. We got plenty street dogs. Right, okay, so let's resolve this. So let's look at the etymology of Albania and Alba, and also St. Alban, whoever that is. Albania from Latin, from Greek, which means I don't know what that means. Albania etymology. It's okay. It's just. How much do we trust Google AI, guys? It says Alb thought to be meant hill or mountain. Oh, so it's like the Manx, same thing. So maybe it meant hill. Okay, so Alba, definitely different then, right? Alba. Oh, there is a county in Transylvania. Okay, sure. Alba, ultimately from the same origin. No way. Albany. Related to albino. Is it albino? Albino. How do you pronounce it? Albino. Oh, albino in the UK. Albino in the US. Okay. Related to albino, Albania, and Elbe, which is the river, right? Yeah, River Elbe. That is in. So that's the answer. It says it's related, right? Albany. I'm so confused now. Okay, let's do it one by one. Ultimately from the same as the Romanian one. So Scotland and the place in Romania, same origin. Albany from Alba, which meant Britain, Scotland, which meant world. White place. Okay, the world is a white place. Something. Elbid. Oh, cool. Oh, so bid? No, that's not the same word. I don't know what that means. Elvid, whatever that is. Sorry. From white, possibly in reference to the White Cliffs of Dover. Where is Albany again? Scotland, north of the River Forth. So there's a word in English that's for parts of Scotland, and then this is okay. Whatever that is. Whatever that is. Okay, sure, whatever. Whatever that is. Probably the same root, right? So that's not the same root. That's not the same thing. Why did it say it was the same thing? I'm so confused right now. Okay. What about... Okay, let's look at St. Alban. That's the third Alban that I know, personally. Probably doesn't have an etymology, does it? I assume not. That's fine. Okay, yeah. But there is some incongruence here. Like, this one says related to Albino, Albania, and Alba, and Albany, and Alba. But this one says it is just Celtic. Let's look at this one. Compare with English Albion. What is Albion? I know Albion is the fictional party in Doctor Who. The ancient Gallo-Latin name for Britain. Oh, what? There is an ancient Latin name for Britain. I should have known that. I should know that. But it is from Celtic. Means white, of course. They got the word for white from Celts? No, not from Celts. From Proto-Indo-European. So it's the same root. Okay. And also ancient Greek. The primary meaning of the common Celtic word is upper world, as opposed to the lower world. It's often hypothesized that the Romans took it as connected with Albus because of the White Cliffs of Dover. Everyone keeps talking about Dover. Okay, so Albion is from Celtic. Okay, so and then the meaning sort of shrunk to Scotland, I assume. It meant Britain at some point. But what about Albania? Okay, let's look at Albania again. Albania etymology. Albani. It's too many words. Alps. Okay. Right, okay, I'm not sure then. That's fine. Linguistic adventure. Yeah, that's what I sometimes do. Like, just have a sudden thought and I go to Wiktionary, go to Wikipedia, look for some different things. I don't think I can find a connection here. So that page might be wrong. Right? It doesn't really say it's connected to the Celtic word for white. Or the Latin word for white, for that matter. The Alb part is for mountains, like Alps. Anyway, where were we? It's a fun one. You write it out, Michelle. Not with my life. Albino. Albania means whiteland. Yeah, so what I'm getting is Albania might be from some sort of other root meaning mountains, which from whence also the Alps, whereas like Albany, Alba, Albino, all those all came from a word that meant white. So what I'm getting is for Scotland, for Alba, it went from white, the white place, which means the world, and then the meaning shrunk to like Britain, because you go world and then Britain and then Scotland. Eventually it became Alba of today. West Bromwich Albion. Is that a thing? What is that from? If you were CGP Grey, you'd be spending your next 7 months figuring this out. I just read Wikipedia, man. Dover comes from Dover. Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, Dover. I can see it. It's also like otter, which could be Durgi or Duvergi, right? The older word for water. 333 srebrnych
Prepelek Preletielo Pres 333 okay, what does that mean? So 300. What's tria treated? 13. What's tria? 300 something 13. Silver something flew through. 300 something 13. Silver strech. I don't know. Quails. Roofs. Oh wait, does strech mean roof in Czech? Because strich in Polish is attic, like there. Strich. So I can see the connection, roof and attic, obviously. Whereas in Polish, roof is Dach from German, obviously. Okay, yeah, I was wondering if it's because it sounded similar to strich. Maybe those are ultimately related. It makes sense calling tall mountain something related to the permanent. That also makes sense. Almost like the name retreated up to Scotland as more of the world became explored and named. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Also, people just need to make things more specific, right? Like, oh, we have a word here. We can't use that to mean the whole world anymore. We don't own the world. Not yet. It's really hard to for native. A football team? Okay, sure. You have another word with water sprinklers. Go for it. Alabama. I don't think Alabama. Wait, whoa. We're circling back to Alabama. We had that earlier. No, Alabama came from Choctaw. Okay, completely different. That makes more sense. Okay, now let's go to the second part of this stream where I, like last time, I'm going to read this book and enjoy it with chat. I'm going to enjoy it with you guys, and we can see if there's anything wrong in the book. And we're going to enjoy it a lot, I'm sure. Because people really, for some reason, I think it was Jax who said they really enjoyed seeing me read this thing. So where was I? I didn't end up reading any of it off stream. I did do some of my flashcards, but I didn't read the book. Where was I? Legal and political changes. I don't remember where was I. Oh, I was at Black Death, the Pladi. In the Middle Ages, at Oesoedd Canol, the Parliament began to develop into the institution it is today. Its origins can be traced to the King's Council of Advisors, a cyngor brenhinol cynghorwyr, efallai, which included important noblemen. Noblemen, I've learned this word before, nobleman in Welsh. Nobleman. I think it was literally somewhere. Something we looked up. Uchelwr, breur, well, whichever one. And leaders, arweinwr, of the church, ereclus. There were a few formal limits to the king's power until, that's important, remember the years, 1215. The king could do whatever he wanted before 1215. Why are we jumping back and forth in time, though? In that year, King John was forced by his noblemen to agree to a number of demands. The result was a Charter of Rights called the Magna Carta. I know the Magna Carta-ish. Does it have a Welsh name? Oh, some of you have preempted it once you heard 1215, right? Okay, so now that I'm aware it is the Magna Carta, I need to know the year, because I did know what Magna Carta was, just not the year. It does not have a Welsh name. Okay, it's just Latin. Magna Carta. 1015. The Magna Carta established the idea that even the king was subject to the law, protected the rights of the nobility, and restricted the king's power to collect taxes or to make or change laws in future. Oh yeah, I recently learned this as well. Apparently in British English you say in future. I never realized that until like just a month ago. You say in future instead of in the future. That's crazy. And then now I'm seeing it in practice. So in future, the king would need to involve the noblemen. In England, parliaments were called for the king to consult his nobles. When it says parliaments, it doesn't mean like parliament sessions, or is it actually multiple parliaments, groups of people? Particularly when the king needed to raise money. Give me money. Give me money. I need to raise money. Please give me money. I'm calling a parliament right now to consult the noble and to raise money. So give. The numbers attending parliament increased and 2 separate parts known as the houses were established. Was this also in the Magna Carta, or is it some other document? So I need to know. Okay, the House of Commons is the Cyffredin. Is it in the? It's not in the Magna Carta, is it? Tyr Cyffredin, and Tyr Arglwyddi. Right? Yep, Tyr Cyffredin and Tyr Arglwyddi. Wait, hold on. I just saw a term called Adeyrnas Gyfunol. That's so weird. Nobody has ever said Adeyrnas Gyfunol or United Kingdom, because we say Deyrnas Unedig. Right? Nobody says Deyrnas Gyfunol. That's fine. I know the 2 houses. That's fine. That's common knowledge. Great. Landowners. We did landowners. It's Medianur and bishops. Biscop. What's the plural? Biscop. No, bishop. Escop. Escopion. Medianur are Escopion. The bishops sat the House of Lords. Knights are Marchocion, who were usually smaller landowners, and wealthy people from towns and cities were elected to sit in the House of Commons. Okay, so more important landowners and less important landowners. Only small part of the population was able to join in electing. Good to know. No democracy. Scotland has estates. I guess could be Ystad, probably. Ystad is Welsh. Ystadau. Let's see. Estates, Scotland. No. Lords, Commons, and clergy. Parliament of Scotland was the legislature. Is there anything in Welsh? No, there's not anything in Welsh. But there is in Gaelic. We can try to read Gaelic. Parliament na Alba. The Parliament na Alba a choel reachterich on an riach na Halaban. No, that's all I could do. Okay, cool. What's clergy in Welsh? What does it even mean in English? I don't even know what it means in English. Clerigaeth. Okay, right, sure. I don't know what it means. What does clergy mean, chat? A Siarter Fawr. Yeah, so the Magna Carta, it means a Siarter Fawr. Fawr. But Wikipedia says just Magna Carta in Latin. Because it makes sense. You don't say the Great Charter in English either. Never got the memo. You went to see the part of Magna Carta is in Salisbury. Hold on. Salisbury in Welsh is Sellog, I think. Something along those lines. Hold on. I have the map. Salisbury, where are you? Sallog. Because they both in future. Really? Really? Do they mean different things? In future means from now on. Oh, okay. So in the future is like, oh, let's say it next week, but in the future means from now on until forever. A load of religious type people. Yeah, I got that. That's fine. There was also a time of development in the legal system, a system gyfreithiol, efallai. System gyfreithiol. Yeah. Fun fact, Citizens Advice, which I didn't know it was a thing until my friend started working there, has a Welsh name, and it's Cyngor ar bopeth. It means advice on everything. And when my friend goes to work, they have a lanyard saying, citizens' advice, and also in Welsh, cyngor ar bopeth, even though we're in England. And then I explained it to them, and they were like, "Oh, what? We don't give advice on everything. Not everything, just most things." So yeah, system gyfreithiol. Apparently, the citizens' advice website has a lot of terms that I could use to help me translate to Welsh. The principles that judges are independent and of the government began to be established. Oh, common law. Oh, I need to know common law. Common law is common law in Welsh. Not in a gyfraith gyffredin. Yeah. No, the website's down. A gyfraith gyffredin. That makes sense. Common law. Yup, the legal system was differently called codified. Okay. Ysgrifenedig efallai. What's codify? Codify. Codeiddio. Oh, sure, codeiddio. That's a nuance that you understand them. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never said in future in my life. It's always in the future. The Middle Ages saw the development of a national culture and identity. Oh, here we go. After the Norman conquest. What is conquest again? In Welsh. Conquest. Meddiannu. Is it Meddiannu? Oh no, conquest. I think it's just conquest. Conquest, yeah, just conquest. Oh, gorysgyniad. They spoke Norman French. Yes. They continued yeah, I know that. Oh, that we are getting to the different classes. Well, I know that. The different parts of the English language. Good. I can skip that. Park and beauty are Norman French. Apple, cow, and summer are Anglo-Saxon. Demand and ask are examples. Yay. By 1400, official documents Glogvenais with Octo were being written in English. English had become the preferred language of the royal court and parliament. Chaucer. Oh, we got the Chaucer. Okay. Is it Chaucer? Chaucer, right? How do you pronounce it? Is it? I've never heard it pronounced aloud. It's Chaucer. Okay. Chaucer. When was Chaucer? 14th century. The 1300s. Wrote a series of. Does he have a Welsh page? Mae'n fwyaf adnabyddus fel awdur y Canterbury Tales. I didn't know that he wrote the Canterbury Tales. Now I know. A chwedlau cargaint. Wrote a series of poems about people going to Canterbury on a pilgrimage. Pelerindod. I learned that from doing the video with S4C. The people decided to tell each other stories on the journey, and the poems describe the travelers. So that's like the what's the thing called? 1001 Nights, right? It's kind of like that, telling different stories. Describe the travelers and stories they told. The Canterbury Tales, chwedlau cargaint. It was one of the first books to be printed by William Caxton. I need to know that. Okay, so Geoffrey Chaucer, who wrote it. William Caxton, the first person to print books. I'm sure that is one of the questions, right? What was William Caxton known for? Printing, argraffiad, using a printing press. What is a printing press? So just for context, whenever I say what is something, I'm saying how do you say it in Welsh. I know what a printing press is. Gwasg argraffu. Gwasg is feminine, I think. Cyngor ar bopeth. I think you need them to help with your present. Yeah, I know, right? You should ask them. They have cyngor for you. So many of the stories are so popular. Some have been made into plays and television programs. In Scotland, many people continue to speak Gaelic, and the Scots language also developed. And it does not. It's correct. It says Scots language. Very good. Glevar. But it doesn't explain what the hell Scots language is. But at least they said it is a Scots language. A number of poets began to write in the Scots language. Very cool. The John Barber, who wrote the Bruce about the Battle of Bannockburn. Wait, hold on. We had the Battle of Bannockburn earlier, right? What was the battle? Shit. Which battle was it? I need to know this. I should have remembered. Battle of Bannockburn was the first war of Scottish independence led by Robert the Bruce. I know Robert the Bruce. I know someone who wrote an opera about it because he won't shut up about it on Facebook. So the Battle of Bannockburn is 1314. That was when the English kings failed to conquer Scotland. Shit, I told myself to remember that, and I did not. That's fine. I will now. I swear I will. Okay, so John Barber wrote a thing in Scots. What about Gaelic? I want to see more Gaelic. A type of buildings in Britain. Castles were built in many places for defense, of course. They're in ruins. Although some are still in use in Windsor. Windsor, does Windsor have a Welsh name? I feel like Windsor has a Welsh name. Or maybe not. Maybe I was thinking Winchester. Winchester is kind of Wint. Windsor does not have a Welsh name. Edinburgh, of course, does. Lincoln Cathedral were built. Okay, sure. Stained glass. What is stained glass? Stained glass. Gwytter lliw. Okay, color glass. Gwytter lliw. Like that. That's easy. Tell stories about the saints. York Minster. York Minster. Does it have a Welsh name? York Minster. The York Cathedral does not have a Welsh page. Something. York Minster Cymraeg. I'm sure it could. Okay, Eglwys Gadeiriol Efrog, according to Google AI, but yeah, that makes sense. This York Cathedral doesn't have a special Welsh name. During the period, England was an important trading nation. Masnach, Cenedl Masnach, or you might say that maybe. Masnachi. English wool, Gulan, became a very important export. What's it now? Allforiad? Speaking of Gulan, so when me and my family went into Eryri, into Snowdonia, we saw a sign called Shop Ulan. Shop is shop, and it's a wool shop. Wool in Welsh is Gulan, but because of the feminine gender, it became Ulan, just WLAN. And it's so funny because if you speak German, your brain would immediately go to WLAN, which means Wi-Fi. So I'm like, oh, Wi-Fi shop. Wait, no, it is a wool shop. Asvorin, an exported thing. People came to England from abroad to trade and also to work. Oh, dirty immigrants coming to England. Many had special skills, such as weavers from France, engineers from Germany. So stereotypical. A weaver is a gwehydd. Gwe is weaving. Gwehydd, weaver. Engineer is perianwr, glass manufacturer from Italy. And canal builders, camlas, are they? No. Gwneithurwr is a manufacturer. Builder, because adeiladwr, camlesi. Adeiladwr camlesi, canal builders from Holland. Gwneithurwr, Gwytter, or Eidal. Perianwr, or Almaen. Gwehydd, or Frank. Oh, we finally got the Wars of Roses, guys. I know some things about that. So 1400s, who was to be the king of England? The Lancastriaid and Yorkide. Rhyfeloedd Rhosynau, because there is a red rose and the Rhosyn. Is that masculine? Rhosyn. I think it's masculine. Rhosyn. Yeah, Rhosyn Koch. Rhosyn Gwyn. And Brwydyr Maes Bosworth. I read that earlier this stream. Richard the Trydydd. Cafodd ei ladd. Harry Tudur. Nath ennill ar y rhyfeloedd. Hen hadid seithfed. And then he married the niece. I did not know that. Okay, so what is a niece though? Niece, right? Niece, yeah, niece. Niece Richard, Elizabeth York, and united two families. That's a classic tale. First king of House of Tudor. The symbol of the House of Tudor was... Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Oh, so they combined the two roses. Oh, that's news to me. So, right, a white rose in a red rose. White rose is Yorks, right? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's kind of cute. They're allies. They are Cynghreiriau. Cynghreir is an allyship. Cynghreiriau. Just no, Cynghreiriaid. Shit, I need to check it. Cynghreir. Ally. Cynghreiriat. Cynghreiriat is an ally. Cynghreiriait is allies. Okay, sure. Good. I got that. How many people died in Black Death? I need to remember. How many people died in Black Death? Quick pop quiz chat. How many people died in Black Death? Let me check the answer. I don't remember. But you should, because you're British, right? 1/3. Okay. I don't know how many, but 1/3. The bigger rose indicates who won the war, but that would be wrong because no, hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, of course. The York, I got confused. Yeah, the Yorks were the ones who lost. So they're the white ones, and then they got put into the red one because they are, or maybe something patriarchy because it's the Lancastrian king and the York queen, right? Okay, we got to the Tudorite. What is the Stuarts? Stuarts. I can't spell Stuarts. Stuartiaid, maybe Stuartiaid. Stuartiaid, yeah. Tudorite and a Stuartiaid. Harry the Seithfed. He wants to make sure England remains peaceful. He strengthened the central administration. What is administration? Well, administration is rheoliaeth, maybe. Administration. Gweinyddiaeth of England and reduced the power of the nobles. I was thrifty. Oh, right, okay, thrifty. He built up the financial research. The revenues. Casitai. We had that earlier. When he died, we finally get to Henry VIII. I love Henry VIII. It's so many stories to read. Oh, guys, I'm gonna have to remember the Catherines, the 6 wives. I learned the mnemonic somewhere. Divorced, right? Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Is that right? Yeah. But do I need to know the exact names? I'm sure my girlfriend knows them. She knows shit like that. But do I need to learn the names? I might have to. I feel like everyone knows it. So if you guys know it, I will need to know it. The only thing I know is there's a lot of Catherines, because Philomena Conk made a joke about how that made him a Catholic. A third of the population, yeah. I need to know the names. Okay, fine. Ugh. I've heard of the names, I just haven't tried to remember them before. Hold on, He was famous for breaking away from Church of Rome, I did know that as well, and marrying 6 times. Okay, let's go through them. Catherine of Aragon. Okay, she was Spanish. Good, Aragon, that's easy. Aragon, Spain. Do I need to know the children as well? Jesus Christ. Only one. Mary survived. When Catherine was too old, they divorced, and then that's how you got the Church of England, right? So it was because he wanted kids. How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it? Bolane? You never bothered to learn. Deported. right now. Okay, you don't know all of them either. Okay, I'll know some of them. I can count on myself to remember like half of them. I know Jane Seymour. I've heard of the name. The one that died naturally after birth. Okay, let's go through one by one. Aragon and Mary. And how do you pronounce? And is it I don't know. I don't care. Was English? It was English. They had one daughter, Elizabeth. Okay, so Mary Elizabeth. They all have the same names. How do I remember? She was unpopular and was accused of taking lovers. So that's why she was beheaded. Okay, so what is the Tower of London in Welsh? Tower, no, not Tower. Tower of London. It's a Tor Llundain. Is it just Tor Llundain? Yep. Okay. Jane Seymour married after the execution. He got the son finally. All right, so only Jane gave him the first son, and then before that was all girls. And then she died. Such a heroic sacrifice. Gave him a son and then died. And of Cleves, is it pronounced Cleves? Bushwallen. What? Bullen. What? Okay, you know what? And Bullen. Like a put vowel. Bullen. Thanks, English language. Okay. German princess. Okay, so they got the Spanish one, and then the English one. Where is Jane Seymour from? Is she English? Okay, yeah, English. Right. Not a schwa. Schwa and the U vowel are different vowels. Even though if you speak Northern, then they could be quite close. There's an accent called Posh Northern where you use the schwa for the U vowel, because if you go like something, people are like, oh, ha Northerner. But so the Posh Northern accent sort of retreats it a little bit into the U instead of a U. So instead of cut or something, you say cut or something, whereas in the south it's like cut something, so it's like in the middle, but they're different vowels. Pretending to say Berlin, Bullen. Okay, bullying. So German. He got a German princess, married to her for political reasons, but divorced. Okay, so not interested. Catherine, the second Catherine, a cousin. Jesus Christ, they were cousins, and he killed them both. That's rough. Are they just particularly promiscuous cousins, or was he like, yeah, no, didn't like the first one, might as well kill the second one too? Howard and then Parr. Parr was a widow who married Henry. That makes sense. When you marry someone later in life, you're more likely to end up till the end because you're more mature and all that. So it's she survived and then married again. That's kind of cool. Good. Oh my goodness. So he needed what's Pope in Welsh? Pub. Is it pub, right? Pub with a B. Pub, yep, correct. What is the plural? Papion. Papai. The Pope was like, no. So he said, oh, now we have Eglwys Lloegr. In the new church, the pub has no power. The Brenin would appointio. Is it appoint? No, appoint. Is it appointio? Appointior escopion. Order how people would worship. Tell people how to worship, right? At the same time, the Reformation, I knew add something. I've seen it. A Diwygiad. Oh shit, it's completely not what I thought. Okay, it's a Diwygiad. Right, because because Reform UK is WLAN, even though they would hate that name. But yeah, I noticed it from as we go going back to what we said last time. Michelle Beer's Facebook page, there is a Welsh line and it says WLAN. So Reform. Diwiccio. And it's funny because Diwiccio sounds like a funny word. Because dirmuki is to despise. Yes. So dirmuki, every time I hear Diwiccio, my brain thinks dirmuki, which means despise. So I see Diwiccio, my brain just sees despise UK, which makes sense considering everything. So Diwicciad protestannaidd. Hello, Lucin. What are you doing? Say hello. Anne of Cleves was divorced by him because he said she looks like a horse. And the fifth was the adultery. Yeah, I got that one. What is adultery in Welsh? Godineb. Okay. Godineb. God. Why is it God? Godinepis. Adulterous. Cool. Lascivious. So many synonyms. I like how fleshed out Welsh is on Wiktionary. Ansad. Wanton, salacious, indecent. Ansad. Aniwair. Unchaste. Chwantis. Desire. Lustful. Puteinllyd. Oh, yes. This is a great word. Puteinllyd. Hold on. That's one of the best words in if you didn't know, okay. So Welsh actually borrowed the word putain from French, and then so in Welsh we have a word putein, which means what's the word? I'm blanking. What's the word? Whore. Yeah, there we go. Putein. And then you're hawful. Puteinllyd. It's so funny seeing this French word in with a Welsh ending. Anyway, where was I? Okay. At the Wiki at Protestannaidd across Europe against the authority of the Pope and the ideas and practices of Roman Catholic Church. What is it called? It is hilarious, isn't it? Eglwys Catholic Rufeinig. Eglwys Catholic Rufeinig. Okay. They formed their own churches. They read the Bible in their own languages. Wait, hold on. When was this Reformation? When was typing too slow? I need stenography. When was the Church of England established? So is that 1500s? Yeah, it is 1500s. Yeah, I was right. I was thinking, isn't this in the 1500s? So we've crossed the century now. They read the Bible in their own language of Latin. Yeah, I know that. They don't pray to saints and shrines. What is a shrine in Welsh? I feel like I don't need to know that, but sure. Allor. Oh, I know Allor. Imagine having to study this if your English isn't like a good B2. That would be wild. Like learning about shrines. What the hell is a shrine? They believed a person's own relationship with God was more important. Yes, I got that. The 16th century. Yes, got that. In Ireland, attempts by English to impose Protestantism alongside efforts to introduce the English system of laws about the inheritance etifeddiaeth of land led to rebellion from the Irish chieftains. Is that how you pronounce it? Arweinwyr. Penaduriaid. And then there is fighting. Good. The Irish always fighting back. During the reign of Henry yes, I knew this one. That was part of a quiz that I did. It was during Harry Wythred that Wales became united with England by the Act for the Government of Wales. What is it in Welsh? I need to know this one. Act for the act for the government of Wales. That's in the 1536 Acts of Union. A deadfai cyfreithiau, no, a deadfai uno, right? Deadfai uno. That was in my video, I think. Deadfai uno. Deadfai uno, the Acts of Union. The Welsh sent representative to the House of Commons and the Welsh legal system was reformed. Diwicio. And then Edward VI. Do I need to remember this? Who came after who? Do I need to know this, chat? Oh. How many of you are even there? I have too many tabs currently. There is. You guys are enjoying this. That's so weird, but I'm happy. Edward, back to Edward, who was strongly Protestant. The Book of Common Prayer. I should probably know this word. Book of Common Prayer. Llyfr Gweddi Gyffredin. Gweddi. Why is it mutated? You know any of this stuff? Ha! Deported. Gweddi. Fuck, Gweddi. Gweddi. Oh, Gweddi is feminine. Okay, Gweddi. Gweddiau, Gweddion. Gweddi'r Arglwydd, Lord's Prayer. Sul a Gweddiau. Sure. Okay. Llyfr Gweddi Gyffredin. Book of Common Prayer. Was written to be used for Church of England. A version of this book is still used by some churches. Edward died at the age of 15. And then there is Mary. I know Mary. His half sister. Oh wait, is it the Catherine of Aragon, right? Oh yeah, we did go through that. Okay, right. It was Jane Seymour who gave birth to Edward VI, and then she died, and then he became king, and then he didn't live long either, poor man. And then that's why it went to Mary, who was the biggest child because there's no other son, and Mary is the child of the Spanish one, Aragon, right? Oh, you got that. Good. She was a devout Catholic. Is it because her mom is Spanish? That's why Bloody Mary. Cool. That's how it came from. Oh my goodness. Next monarch was Elizabeth. Oh, so that was what? Why did they keep bouncing around in this among the siblings? So Elizabeth I was the second child, Anne Boleyn's kid, right? Who was the one that had lovers and then got beheaded. Oh, okay. See, I can do this kind of stuff. I can get through them. I don't know if I need to, but I assume I do. Okay. Elizabeth I was a Protestant. Okay, so basically Mary was the only Catholic in the family. Sure. That's why she killed all the Protestants, but not her sister. She re-established the Church of England as an official church. Everyone had to attend the local church, and everyone had to attend. Sure, mynychu in Welsh, attend. The local church, and there was laws about the types of religious services, gwasanaethau, cyfeddol, and the prayers which could be said, but Elizabeth did not ask about people's real beliefs. Okay, so everyone's pretending to be Protestant. Good. Like we do now. She succeeded in finding a balance between the views of Catholics and the more extreme Protestants. What's the balance? Balance kid buiso? Is it kid? Something along those lines. Balance. Kid buiso is to balance. Kid buisedd is a balance. Okay. And she avoided religious conflict. Beautiful. One of the most popular monarchs. I did know that. I've heard so much about Elizabeth I, especially after... Okay, so we're nearing the end of the 1500s now. And they defeated the Armada, which had been sent by Spain to conquer England and restore Catholicism. Jesus, wow, people are really into the religions, weren't they? they're like, oh no, England is lost. We need to fix them. So the Spaniards were like, yeah, let's go conquer them and give them Catholicism again. You're getting worked up about this. The Reformation in Scotland. Okay. Mary and Catherine. Mary. Oh, are we doing the Mary merger? I know there is a weird vowel thing going with these words, because there's Mary, and marry, and I just can't be bothered to remember which is which, because marry is getting married, right? Marry, and then Mary is being happy, and then Mary is the name. But I think where is the... See, I know so much more about this kind of stuff than the history. So as a Mary merger is in the Mary merger is where is it? It's yeah, mostly in America. The Murray merger is in Philadelphia. The Nera. Okay, never mind. So yeah. I couldn't be asked to like remember which is which. But okay, now that you mention it, is Mary. Mary is a name, right? Mary. Why do I sound American saying that? Mary is being happy. Mary is getting married. And Catherine, right? Did I say Catherine? That's Hong Kong English for you. We say Catherine in Hong Kong. Oh, Catherine only. Yeah. I'm gonna stick to that. I'm proud of my native dialect of English, even though I don't use the accent. I'm proud of the dialect. We say Catherine. And what else? We say I have a video coming out about that. Not coming up, but I'm planning it. You know what? I will put Catherine into the video now that we've talked about this. Where is my note? This one. Catherine. Okay, so what are they doing in Scotland? It feels funny. It's like, oh, let's check out what's happening there. Oh, this is going on here. Oh, by the way, this is going on in Wales. And it's like jumping here and there. Okay, so we're in the 1500s now. Not the end quite yet. We're going back up in time a little bit. The Protestant Scottish Parliament abolished their authority. Cool. Roman Catholic religious services became illegal. Oh, they banned Catholicism. Again, very, very intense. The Protestant Church of Scotland, but not a state church. The Queen of Scotland, Mary Stuart, Mary Queen of Scots. That's a different Mary, isn't it? There's a different Mary. They need different names, but sure. So Stuart, so that's the other family. So that's a Scottish royal family, isn't it? She was a week old when her father died and she became queen. So she spent her childhood in France. Oh, fun times. And then she returned to Scotland and was in the centre of a power struggle between different groups. When her husband was murdered, who is her husband? I don't care. The book doesn't care. I don't care. She was suspected of involvement and fled to England. Oh, right. That's how she ended up in England. And then gave it to... I know this part. I saw a lot of it in my Scotland road trip. So she was Catholic, but the son is Protestant. Wait, hold on. So Scotland was mostly Protestant and banned Catholic services, but the Queen was Catholic. So the Queen's belief was illegal. Is that what I'm getting from this? And then we have the James VI. What is James? I think James does he have a Welsh name? James. 6 and first. No, it's just James. Okay, so what about Mary, Queen of Scots? Oes yna enw Gymraeg? Mary, Brenhines yr Alban. That makes sense. Doesn't seem consistent with the rest of Europe. I mean, I wasn't aware, so yeah. Because I hadn't thought about it. I was aware of it, but haven't given it any conscious thought because I just call people what they want to be called, which in my case, the only Catherines I know were the Hong Kong ones. So Catherine. But where were we? James VI, and then Mary. Mary was Elizabeth I's cousin. Wait. So Elizabeth I had a half-sister called Mary, and also a cousin called Mary who was in Scotland. So she came over to... Oh, wait, isn't there a popular film about that? I should have seen that one. Should I see that one? I was with who played them? Was that like Margot Robbie or someone who played one of them? But Elizabeth suspected Mary of wanting to take over the English throne and kept her prisoner. Right, yeah, I've heard that one. And she was executed. Lovely. Oh my god, love this like family drama. The Elizabethan period. So this is one thing I need to figure out. When the people say like, is it Elizabethan, Georgian, Edwardian, Victorian, what years they mean. This is very important. So when was the Elizabethan period? Was it like late 1500s? I'm getting Elizabeth. Yeah, late 1500s. Okay, good. Got that. Patriotism. Feeling of pride in being English. Oh my god. Good Elizabeth. English explorers sought new trade routes and tried to expand British trade into the Spanish colonies. What did you call the Spanish colonies? Like trafodigaethau, efallai? A trafodigaethau Spainaidd. Spainaidd, yep. Spainaidd. Oh, I need to know this. Sir Francis Drake, one of the commanders in the defeat of the Spanish Armada. So he fought the Spanish, which was in the late 15th century as well, right? Yeah, the late 15th century, late 1500s. That was when the Spanish were like, yeah, no, we're gonna take over now. So Sir Francis Drake, he was the founder of England's naval tradition. What is naval? Naval morurol, singesel. Which one would you say? Let's see. Naval. You know what? I'm just gonna go to Welsh Wikipedia and search for morurol. No, singesel. Let's say just singes. Elizabethan. What? Oh, there's no I. There's Elizabethan. Oh, gee, I've never heard of this word in my life. Okay, so Elizabethan. I love this language. Maybe that's why I'm doing it in Welsh, because I hate this language so much. What would be the Welsh word for Elizabethan? Is it Elizabethaidd? I'm guessing. No. Elisa. Do they have a word for it? Just Oes Elizabeth. Oh, just the age of Elizabeth. Yeah, Oes Elizabeth. Beth. Oes. Ooh. Look, guys. I can go to BBC Bite Size and learn some history. Llywodraeth Elizabeth. Ffyrdd o fyw trawd ar cyfoethog. Hanes. Oh, crefydd yn oes Elizabeth. Catholicaeth yn oes Elizabeth. I might actually be interested in reading this kind of stuff. Like, again, I'm genuinely interested in like history and stuff. It's just, I don't like being forced to do it. Drake's Passage. Oh, great. I love this. Chat, thank you for giving me the context. Like, feel free to give me any context. It helps me like make connections. Drake's Passage on the southern tip of South America. Where is it? Francis Drake. South America's Cape Horn. Where is it? So this guy went to like exploring and shit, right? Went to the tip of South America. It's just Drake passage, not Drake's passage. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. That helps. Catholicism. Catholicism, right? Catholicgeist. His ship, the Golden Hind. Is it Hind or Hind? I'm guessing Hind. Was the first one to sail around. This is definitely one of the questions. I'm 100% sure. Who was the first person to circumnavigate the world? I'm pretty sure I've seen it somewhere. Kirchvorduja. Circumnavigate. Kirchvorduja. Okay, more as in sea. So the circle sea something. Kirchvorduja. Kirchvorduja. A bead. In Elizabeth I's first time, the English settlers first began to colonize the eastern coast of Africa. Okay, so they started over there. The colonization. Is it Trevedigaeth or is it something else? Colonialism is Trevedigaethedd. Gwladyddiaeth. Colonize is Trevedigaethu. Right? No. Why is it American? Okay. Trefedigaethu, gwladychu, trefedigaethu, cartrefu. There are so many words for colonize in Welsh. It's so weird. Why are they so obsessed with colonization? Trefedigaethau, trefedigaethu, trefedigaethedd, gwladychu. Particularly by people who disagreed with religious views of the next two kings, greatly increased in the next century. Oh, wait, who are the next two kings? James 6 and 1, and what? Who comes after? Chat. Who comes after? Which kings come after Elizabeth III? Is it Oliver Cromwell? Does that count? The Elizabethan period, I remember the richness of poetry and drama. That was one of the questions I've seen. Shakespeare. I know what Shakespeare is. The Bard of Avon. They got both words from the Celts. The Bard of Avon. The Bard Avon. So that was the late 1500s. I didn't know when he's from actually. I should know that. Early modern English, right? See, I can contextualize history in terms of like, I can use music history or like the history of the English language to help me contextualize things. So Shakespeare was the start of early, like modern English, was the start of modern English. So now I have more context because I knew that. Midsummer Night's Dream, Hamlet, I know that. Skip. Portray ordinary Englishmen and women. Yeah, I made some. Do I need to know the lines? I know some of them. I don't need to know all of them. Many people regard Shakespeare as the greatest playwright of all time. Sure. What is the Globe? Does it have a Welsh name? The Globe Theatre. No. Okay, so there's just a Globe Theatre. Catholic. Oh yeah, it's a Catholic. That makes sense. Yeah, I've heard the word Catholicism. Catholicism. It's like Russian. You just pop the stress somewhere random. Imagine if we did like consistent stress like in Polish or Welsh. Just Catholicism. Let me try reading this with like penultimate stress. Elizabeth the First never married and so had no children of her own to inherit her throne. When she died in 1603, her heir was James VI of Scotland. He became King James I of England, Wales and Ireland, but Scotland remained a separate country. You're back. I'm doing a thing where I'm reading English, but I'm stressing the penultimate syllable. Oh, so that was the King James who did the King James. See, I like that. That helps me contextualize things. One achievement of King James's reign was a new translation of the Bible into English. This translation is known as the King James Version or the Authorized Version. It was not the first English Bible, but is a version which continues to be used in many Protestant churches today. He made a UK prequel. What do you mean? Okay, right. So that So they went back the family tree and they got yes, that was Mary, Queen of Scots' kid, right? I guess, and then he became English king. Ireland was mostly Catholic. 6 and 8 extended control over outside the Pale. We got the Pale. Henry VIII took the title King of Ireland just because he wanted to. Of course, it's the 8th. He just did whatever he wanted. Expect to follow the instructions of the Lord Lieutenants in Dublin. What are the Lord Lieutenants? What is a lieutenant in Welsh? Just say lieutenant. That's fine. I don't care. I don't know. I don't think it's in an exam. Many people oppose the rule by the Protestant government. Is it because of the Catholicism again? There were rebellions, gwrthryfeloedd. They encouraged Scottish and English Protestants to settle in Ulster. Oh, okay. The northern province of Ireland taken over. Oh, so that's how it started. Oh my goodness, this goes way back. Oh. That's because they were like, oh, these guys hate us because we're Protestants. We're just going to send more people to live in your place. Great. Yeah, that's how every like instance of colonization works. Just send more people and then take over and replace them. I've seen that. I've seen that story. And we're going through that right now. Yay. The plantations. What is a plantation? Planhikiva. Oh, that's easy. Planhikiva. So planhik is a planhikin plant. Planhikiva, plant place. The new settlers came from southwest Scotland, and the other land was given to companies based in London. Of course, it's always companies based in London. James later organized similar plantations in other parts of Ireland. This had long-term consequences for the history of England, Scotland, and Ireland. I wonder what the consequences are. Canlyniadau ar canlyniadau, yeah. Pwysigrwydd, sgileffaith, goblygiad, ffrwyth, difrifoldeb. Okay. Londonderry, I know. The London is silent. That's the most silent letters you see in one name, in one word. With a card. The rise of Parliament. Why are we going back and forth again? We just finished Elizabeth and we went to James. Why are we back to Elizabeth? Ugh. She was successful in balancing her wishes and views against her. It was increasingly Protestant. James. Oh, okay, so James and it was Charles. Cool. Okay, so Charles was the Charles that, as I said in my last stream, the Charles that lost the battle in Chester, right? So that was 1640-ish. That makes sense. Divine right of kings. But how? If the Irish is London, whoosh. Divine right. How would you say that? How Dwyfol, let's say. How Dwyfol, efallai. Dwyfol. Yo, yeah, I knew it. Dwyfol how. Oh, they did a reversing. Dwyfol how brenhinoedd. Okay, divine right of kings. Dwyfol. The king was directly appointed by God to rule. They thought the king should be able to act without even having to seek approval. Oh, so they were like, oh, fuck Parliament. So when did? So it was in Magna Carta, right? In Magna Carta, when the king couldn't do whatever he wanted anymore. That was in 1215. I know that. And then now James and Charles are like, yeah, no, we want to do what we want. He tried to rule in line with this principle. When he couldn't get Parliament to agree with the religious and foreign policies, he tried to rule without Parliament at all. Of course he did. He found ways in which to raise money without Parliament's approval, but eventually trouble in Scotland meant he had to recall Parliament. So wait, hold on. Was this the same Charles? No, that was not the same as Bonnie Prince, right? Which one's Bonnie Prince, Charles? The Young Pretender. That was like a next century. Okay, sure. That was not this century. We'll get to that later then. Civil War. So that was a Cromwell shit. Revised prayer book. Try to impose a prayer book. Why is it always about religion? Why are so many conflicts about religion? Why can't people just chill? Presbyterian. I couldn't spell it. Presbyteriad. Presbyteriad. And then Scotland was like, no, fuck you. And then they formed an army, and Charles couldn't build his own army because he war zu arm. He hatte kein Geld. And then he was like, Parliament, help me, I need money. Oh, wait, that was in the quiz I did with Michelle. Were the Puritans Protestants or Catholics? That was in the actual quiz. So we need to know this, chat. So the Puritans, what is a Puritan in Welsh? Puritan. Puritan. Okay, that's easy. Puritan. Puritanite. Okay. The Puritans were Protestants who advocated strict and simple religious doctrine and worship. Okay. Right, so yeah, that makes sense. The name makes sense. Okay, so Scotland had the Presbyterian. So it's not even about Protestants and Catholics anymore. It's just different factions of Protestantism. So the Presbyterians in Scotland and the Puritans in the government and Parliament. Ugh. So no money for you. We don't like you. Even after the Scots invaded England, that's kind of based. Like we'd rather get invaded than give you money, you stupid king. Another rebellion began in Ireland, of course, because the Catholics in Ireland were afraid of the powers of the Puritans. The Parliament took this opportunity to demand control of the English army. I thought they didn't have one. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Because Charles couldn't find money for the army, but there was an English army anyway. And then Parliament were like, yo, the army is ours now, so that we can fight the Irish. And then Charles tried to arrest, like, personally, he tried to arrest the parliamentary leaders. But they were like, oops, sorry, we're not here, you can't get us. No monarch has set foot in the Commons since. Wait, what? Really? Has no monarch been in the House of Commons? In the House of Commons. Can they? Can the king go into the House of Commons? I feel like I need to know this. I feel like this might be common sense. Pun not intended. I have too many tabs again. No, but yes. So according to Quora, okay, so right, so literally no monarch has entered the House of Commons since this 1642. 1642. Misionar 1642 entered the Commons. And alright, so he tried to arrest him and they killed him. Ah, okay. So right, they're not enough of a commoner. I'm sure they're not. But like, so what I'm getting from Quora is there is no legal barrier that says they can't come in here, but at the same time they're like, oh, last time someone did it, they got beheaded, so might as well not try that. They have a little throne. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Because I feel like they have a throne inside, but is it the House of Lords maybe? Because where do they give the speech? Like the new Parliament term when they start Parliament. What's a speech called? Start Parliament speech. The state opening of Parliament. Where is it? The King's speech, yes. Where is the King's speech? Is it in the House of Lords? No. Yeah, House of Lords. Yeah, House of Lords. That's what I thought. So that big throne thing is in the House of Lords, not in the House of Commons. Okay, cool. Where are we? So try to arrest them, and then they fought. 16. Okay, so that's when they fought. Is that the English Civil War then? When we say Civil War, is that the one? Oh yeah, wait, hold on. That's the one I was talking about. The one that I saw a plaque in Chester. That's one of the same Civil War. The Cavaliers and the Roundheads, and that brings us to the Roundheads, the Pengliniaid. But what are the Cavaliers in Welsh? That's the question. Pengliniaid. No, not penguin. Pengliniaid. Okay, plural. Senedwyr for the Parliament. Opposing the Brenhinwyr. Okay. In Welsh, it's just one word. Brenhinwyr, the kingsmen. Cavaliers or royalists. Is it cavalier or cavalier? You notice a lot when it comes to executive power of the monarchy. It's all traditions and norms. Their legal powers are much more than they'd ever dare to exercise. Yeah, that's true though. That's true. I know the king can do a lot of shit, but he's like, yeah, no, I don't wanna, because if he does anything out of line, people will just abolish them for sure, right? Yeah, I know the king has veto power there. I wonder what scenario would he like actually try to do it. Okay, where are we? So the Brenhinwyr and the Pengliniaid neu Senedwyr. And then we have Cromwell. I know some things about Cromwell. I don't know battles of Marston Moor. Do I know this? Do I need to know these names? The king's army were defeated. Marston Moor. Where the hell is Marston Moor? Where is it? What the fuck is War of the Three Kingdoms? That's Chinese. What? What is that coming? What? Why do you have a War of the Three Kingdoms? Oh, right. Oh, that makes sense. England, Scotland, Ireland. Yeah, those are three kingdoms. Separate entities in a personal union. Is it a personal union? Because the one in Scotland is because, like, the King of England just happened to be the King of Scotland. But, like, in Ireland is more, this guy went and, like, colonized Ireland and then said, I'm the King of Ireland now. I feel like that's not the same thing as the personal union of James I and VI. Anyway, so Wars of Three Kingdoms, was that the same thing as this one? Royalist parliamentarians can what are these? What the hell? Ireland. Okay, no, let's go back to this. Marston Moor. Parliamentarians. Oh, Fairfax. I know Fairfax out of Manchester. They defeated the royalists, the Brenhinwyr. So where is this place? I feel like if I have a map, it would help me place things. It's near York. That helps. Okay, near York. Where is Naseby? I mean, it's B, so it's probably Yorkshire, right? Northamptonshire. What? Okay, sure. So they fought and fought and fought. And they defeated the king, and then in 46. So how long was it? 4 years-ish. It was clear that the parliament had won the war. So why are the Wars of the Three Kingdoms not in this book? I'll look at that later. The Queen vetoed a few. What? What did she veto? I want to know. You please tell me. That's interesting. Yeah. Was it her idea? Oh, yeah. Good. Please let us know. Please enlighten us while I keep reading this. This is interesting. Like this is additional information for me and for the viewers. So King lost. That was Charles I still. He was like, nope, I don't want to give in, and then they killed him in 49. Okay, so 42 they fought. 46 they basically won. 49 Republic Gweriniaeth, called the Commonwealth. I don't think that's the same Commonwealth as the one now in terms of name. I'm talking about name. Commonwealth. Disambiguation. Which one? This one, Commonwealth of England. Cymraeg. A Gwerin Lywodraeth. Yep, I know, it's not the Gymanwlad, because Gymanwlad is the Commonwealth of Nations. A Gwerin Lywodraeth, as in like folk government. Gwerin Lywodraeth, folk government. The Gwerin Lywodraeth is Oliver Cromwell's thingy. The army was in control. Cromwell was sent to Ireland, where the revolt had begun, where there was still a royalist army. What? He was successful in establishing the authority of the English Parliament, but did this with such violence. Oh, really? I didn't know that. He remains a controversial figure in Ireland. Oh. So in England, he was just a guy who won the war, but in Ireland, he was like, he won against the king, but also kind of killed lots of people. Right. The Scots had not agreed to the execution. Is that the one that I've heard of? Hold on. Declared Charles II. Why are there so many Charles II? Okay. He was King of Scotland. Yeah, I feel like I know this part of the history. That's in the latter half of the 1600s. Okay, so the Scots were like, nope. We didn't say you could kill him, and then so Charles II became king. Wait, no, but this the English Civil War? What were the Scots doing during this Civil War? Oh, is it like the English people were fighting, and the Scots were like, that's none of our business, and then suddenly, what the fuck? You just killed the Scottish king. Is that what happened? And then they made Charles II to be king. He led the Scottish army into England. Okay, so the new Scottish king was like, nope, you guys, we gotta settle this. We need a king, so let's invade England. And then Cromwell won in Dunbar. I'm not gonna remember where these things are. There's too many of these places. Worcester. What is Worcester in Welsh? Caer. I knew it. Caer. What the fuck? There's a wacky name. There is a very wacky name. Caerrangon. Yeah, Caerrangon. There's a very wacky name. Charles II escaped from Worcester, hiding in an oak tree. Oak in Welsh is Derwen, I'm sure, right? Derwen. That's where you got the River Derwen. Yep. River. Yeah, Derwent. Derwent came from oak in Welsh. and then fled to Europe. Oh, right. I do like that they just use Europe to refer to continental Europe. Like, throughout history, we just never treated ourselves as part of Europe. Classic, never change. Brits. Parliaments now control Scotland as well. Oh, right, okay, so Charles was like, nah, we gotta sort this out, and then Cromwell was like, nope, we're gonna sort you out, you fuck off, and then it's Parliament all the way. Cromwell was the leader of the new republic, the Gwerin-Llywodraeth. He was Lord Protector. I need to know the Welsh word for it. What is the Gwerin-Llywodraeth? Is there a word? Is there a word for it? The Lord Protector. That's a fancy name. The Arglwydd there we go. Arglwydd Amddiffynwr. Yeah, literally Lord Protector. Arglwydd Amddiffynol Lloegr. But just England. Until his death. Oh, that was not long after. That was still like mid 1600s. And then Richard became Lord Protector, Arglwydd Amddiffynol, but he couldn't control. He wasn't a good leader. And then I feel like I need to know this. It was a republic for 11 years. When did the republic start? Hold on. Republic started in 49 till 60. Okay. 49 till 60. They wanted stability and they wanted a king. Yeah. You just walk the dog. There's a museum about Cromwell in Ely. Is it, Ely? Is it Ely? Ely, right? Do you think it was a hero or a villain? I think that's basically simplifying history. Nobody's a hero or a villain. It's not a story. Good night. Okay, good night, Rhapsody Manx. Well, you didn't say what the Queen vetoed. Anyway, how long has it been? Oh, it's 3 hours. Shit. How long have I been reading this? How long is this going to take for me to finish the history section? To be fair, I do feel like the history section is going to take me longer than everything else because that's going to be new to me. Whereas, like, what British people do in their leisure is going to be relatively easy. Or, like, how to vote. I know that. So this series of streams a bit top heavy. It's going to be lots of history that's going to be very slow, and then we're going to get to the easier stuff. Is that okay if I'm taking more time? I hope you're enjoying this. Oh, I'm going to need to spend a lot of time learning the famous sportsman. That's going to be a pain in the arse, especially since I don't give a shit about sport. But then I need to remember this list of like 20 to 30 sportsmen who won things. I need to learn about football and whatever. Ugh. Anyway, but yeah. So for context, I have read this much of the history. There's like this much more until we're done. And it ends with Brexit. Of course it does. Everything ends with Brexit. Front loading the difficulty, the best way. Yeah, I hope you agree with me. I mean, it's not up to me anyway. I'm just reading it in the order of the book. The museum was targeted at a younger audience. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, do the kids know how many people he killed in Ireland? So restoration. What is it in Welsh? Restoration. The Meiji. I know Meiji Restoration so much better. Restoration, but not the Reformation. History. Is it the Stuart Restoration? Yeah, that. Okay, so that's the one I knew. Adveriat. And when I said earlier, I thought the Reformation was add something, but no. Reformation is the Wiciad. Restoration is adveriat. I know adveriat. I know. Okay. So restoration is restoration of the monarchy. What is monarchy actually? Brenhiniaeth. Okay. Brenhiniaeth. Okay, they were like, Charles, come back from the Netherlands. Okay, cool. He was the king of all the countries again. He has no wish to go on his travels again. Oh, he just casually pretends he was like, oh, I just went on holiday. He couldn't always do as he wished, but sometimes need to reach agreement with Parliament. It's like a coalition in a way. Generally, Parliament supported his policies. Wait, so is it the king was actually leading the policy making? Church of England became the established official church. Both. Oh, the Puritans. Okay, wait. The Puritans were not part of the Church of England. They were a separate thing from the Church of England that happened to be in power in Parliament. Okay, sure. 1665. We're skipping ahead a bit. Plague again. Another pla. People died. Great Fire of London. When is it? Okay. 1666. That's going to be easy. 3 sixes. Is that 3 sixes? Fire of London. Yep, 1666. 5th of September, which is last week. Okay, cool. I have heard about that. London, New St. Paul's. What is St. Paul's? St. Paul's Cathedral. Eglwys Gadeiriol St. Paul. Okay, Paul. They built a new one. Oh yeah, this one was in the quiz. Christopher Wren. I need to know this one. I need to know. Okay. What are the names I've had to learn so far? Francis Drake, the guy with the Drake Passage, and Christopher Wren, who built this new St. Paul's. Samuel Pepys wrote a diary about the fire. Do I need to know this? Maybe I need to know this. He wrote papyr. Let's just say that. Christopher Wren. When have I seen this question? Was it in the test that I did, or was it in the test that that was in the quiz that I did like the other day. The Habeas Corpus Act. See? The annoying thing is I actually need to know this. It's not just I'm reading it for the fun of it. The Habeas Corpus. Okay, so that was after the Reformation. So Magna Carta, and then everything that happened in between, and then Habeas Corpus. That was after the Reformation. So 16. That was almost when Bach was born. See, now we're reaching the Baroque, and I can use music history to help me like contextualize dates. Habeas Corpus means you can't be held prisoner unlawfully. Okay, good. Everyone has a right to a court hearing. What is a court hearing? We've done prao, which is trial, court hearing. Session, is it session? No, estediad. Oh no, let me just go. Court hearing. Nope. Court hearing in Welsh. Oh, I love term company. Thank God for the official term company. Court hearing. Gwrandawiad llys. Okay, so literal translation. Gwrandawiad llys. You're enjoying this. You don't. Okay, good. Okay, maybe I because sometimes I read it as it's on the paper. Sometimes I like summarize it a little bit. So if you're actually learning something from it, maybe I'll do it more clearly. Your dad's dad was a professional footballer. One of the only sports I found interesting was figure skating. Oh, cool. That's cool. Is that in the book? Let's see. I'm just religion, not religion. Sport. Cricket, football, rugby, horse racing, golf, tennis, water sports, motorsports, skiing. That's it. No figure skating, sorry. Samuel Pepys. Is that what? Do I need to know this guy? Is he important? It is pronounced Peeps. Jesus, oh, this language doesn't make. Why is it Peeps when it's spelled Pepys? Was he just a guy who wrote a diary about the fire? Is that all? What is he famous for? No, the Stuart. Okay, so the diary during the Restoration, and the plague, the fire, the Second Anglo-Dutch War. It's not even in the book. 1665, Treaty of Breda. Okay, yeah, they skipped over that. There was no mention of Anglo-Dutch wars. Where am I? Pepys, Samuel Pepys. Yes, okay, habeas corpus, 1679. And when I did a quiz with Michelle, the question was literally, when was the Habeas Corpus Act established? So you need to know the date, the exact year. So 1679. If you don't know it, there's no guessing. You just lose the point. So 1679. Remember, 1679. Not in the 80s, not quite yet. It's in the 70s. Magna Carta 1215. Charles II was interested in science. Wait, when's Renaissance? Are we at Renaissance yet? Or Enlightenment? Hey Google, when was the Enlightenment? $1685. So almost there, right? You're already forgotten it. It's 1679. You gotta learn it. Otherwise, I'm gonna deport you, man. They're protesting out there. They're just to deport people who are not good Brits. So you need to know this shit. Apparently, according to the government, this is essential to becoming a Brit. You need to know the exact date of the Habeas Corpus Act. Natural knowledge. The Royal Society. I'm guessing to Cymdeithas Frenhinol. It's so weird. Like I always end up accidentally making these streams too long because I'm genuinely enjoying reading this, but I'm also hungry. What should I do, chat? What do you think I should do? Royal Society is the Cymdeithas Frenhinol. Yep, I thought so. Natural knowledge. Charter Frenhinol. Charter is the Welsh word for charter. Just sounds like a charter. Your third or fourth deportation. I know. I mean that's how we're gonna get to like the 600,000 deportations. You're gonna deport the same guy 3 times. That's just so that we can get there. Like find the 100,000 immigrants, deport them 4 times every day, and bam, you have the 600,000. Where are we? Okay. So Newton was in this era. I should know this. Edmund Halley. Oh, the Halley's Comet. I know that. I was a astronomy nerd when I was a kid. How do you pronounce it actually? Am I pronouncing it right? Halley. Yeah, okay. Hello, so you're saying die-SU. We had jokes about that. So they were in the Cymdeithas Frenhinol. Halley, Newton is in Lincolnshire. Didn't know that. So that's in Andreas Jenkins county. Studied at Cambridge University. Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica. I know that. How gravity. I know that. No, it's Mavity now. If you watch Doctor Who. White light is made of colors of the rainbow. I didn't know that he discovered that. Okay, Catholic king. Oh, we're back to Catholics now. Great. Remind me. Okay, who was a Catholic? Who was a Protestant? James I and VI was a Protestant, but his mum, Mary, Queen of Scots, was a Catholic, even though Scotland was Protestant. Okay, so Charles. The 2 Charleses were Protestants, but then now we have the next James, 2 and 7, who is a Catholic again. Do I need to know this? I feel like I need to know. I feel like this has some significance. Our Wyddog hard in the history. I do find it interesting that like Wales is just not existent in most of this history. So it's just always England, Scotland, Ireland. Poor Wales was not even mentioned. Favored Roman Catholics and allowed them to be army officers. which an act of parliament had forbidden. Oh, okay, sure. They didn't seek to reach agreement with parliament. Oh no, why is he fighting with parliament again? Why is this going back and forth? Arrested the bishops. Why would you arrest the bishops? They're just doing the bishop stuff. What's the point of arresting them? What did they do? To be fair, we did have some like cardinals that got arrested in Hong Kong, so that makes sense. I guess bishops and cardinals can get arrested. For more law drop, feel free to Google why that cardinal in Hong Kong got arrested. People in England worried that James wanted to make England a Catholic country once more. His heirs were his 2 daughters who were firmly Protestant. Okay, so it was a blip. So we just had one guy. One guy was Catholic. I thought people had like a family religion. Why is just this one guy Catholic, whereas the previous and next kings are all... No, wait, no. Charles II was not his dad. They were brothers. Oh, okay, so they were brothers, and they just happened to have different religions that fight with each other. Great. And then also James's kids are also not Catholic. How do you go to church? Like, when your brother and your wife and kids have different religions from you, how do you go to church? How does that even work? you think they'd have sorted it out in their long lives? And then his heirs were his 2 daughters, and then James had a son because they had the male priority primogeniture or some shit. Male primogeniture. I learned that from CGP Grey, or also half as interesting. Yep. So if James hadn't had a son, one of the Protestant daughters would have been queen, but then he got a son, and then the daughters were like, "Oh shit, we can't be queens now. Bye." Michelle, that was also in our quiz. The Glorious Revolution. Why was it glorious? That was a quiz. Chat, other than Michelle, do you know why the Glorious Revolution was glorious? Meanwhile, I'm going to Google what is in Welsh. Glorious Revolution. 1688. Wait, we're still in the 1600s? We're not in the 1700s yet? There is no Welsh. Oh, shit. There is Irish, though. Was in Irish. An leeflocht Lloyd Loal. Is it in Term Cymru? Glorious. No. Glorious Revolution. No. Glorious Revolution in Welsh. I don't trust Google AI. The Whigs. Oh no, why are we there now? Cymraeg, please. Glorious Revolution. Ignited by William's appearance. Now, what is this? I want to know the Welsh name. I guess there just isn't one. Can I go to Google Chwyldroad Gogonedis? Oh yeah, I can just Google that. Yeah, I can. I googled Chwyldroad Gogonedis and I found sources that said it. So yeah, Chwyldroad Gogonedis, which is handy because Gogonedis is a word that I used in my Welsh video. How glorious our country is. That's what I said. Look at food. I haven't had dinner. No, I started streaming at like half 6, 3.5 hours ago. Small flex. There is an asteroid named after. That's a big flex mate. But why? How did that come to be? Tell the story. You read up on the Hong Kong law. It sounds like an anime. I guess in a way, yeah. It was quite recent as well. It's quite recent. That's what happens when when the religious people were like, nah, the government's doing quite some bad shit here. We shouldn't go with it. And then the government's like, no, you're arrested now. I don't study astronomy. Not a clue. Nobody. Yeah, you gave the clue. Yes, basically it was peaceful. That's why it's glorious. Which doesn't. It's not the vibe. Like, usually glorious is something like, I don't know, you fight and then you win, but that's fine. Okay, James II's elder daughter was married to her cousin William of Orange. Wait, oh, I know the House of Orange. The Dutch guys. The Protestants asked William to invade. Not another William invading England again? Why so many Williams? Okay, so they were like, no, we have too many Catholics. Dutch guy, please invade us and bring Protestantism back. That's so weird. Oh, this is lore. This is all this. I'm just treating it as like lore of like a franchise or some shit. Oh wait, he did he actually? He did invade England. He reached England. There was no. Okay, so Mary. Oh wait, so James's son actually. He was gonna be king. Wait, what's his name? What's his name? James II and 7th. What was the son's name? The son, issue. Family tree. James II. I'm confused. Issue. I do love that the children of monarchs are called issue. That feels so, I don't know, very 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 clinical. I don't know, like issue. It came out. Oh, which one? Okay, so right. So his kids, let me check. He had a son and then died. Had Mary, and then had James, who also died. Oh my God, there's 3 Dukes of Cambridge because they all died. He just kept giving the title to his sons, but they couldn't. Okay, and then Anne. Oh, so the sons kept dying. The daughters didn't die. They were resilient. And then another Charles who died again. And then another son who died again. And then another girl who died. And then a girl who died. And then a stillbirth. And then a girl who died. And then another stillbirth. And then Isabel who died. And then yet another Charles of Duke of Cambridge. Oh my God! Can you be a tiny bit more original? This guy named 3 sons Charles, and 2 of them were Charles, Duke of Cambridge. So much so that Wikipedia had to be like Charles, Duke of Cambridge, born 1677. And then there is another Charles, Duke of Kendal, and there's like 2 other Dukes of Cambridge. Because they just kept dying. So which one was the one that didn't die? Okay, so just skip all the ones who died. Elizabeth. And okay, so the one who didn't die is James, Prince of Wales. Finally, okay. And then he stopped making kids. So he was like, he just kept making them until he got a son that didn't die. Okay, so Mary, Anne, and then you skip all the way to James, Prince of Wales. The old pretender. Observational work and calculations. Very cool. Beagle, I don't know what that is. NASA things. Oh, right. Enjoy your target language. I might end soon. I might end it after this. When should I end? I'll think about this. But thanks for joining me. Where are we now? Okay. Let's finish this, guys. I'm gonna. This feels like a clean ending. I will have finished this section. Check your understanding, and then it's a global power. And then we can learn about how great this country is, how amazing that we managed to conquer so much of the world. We can have so much national pride. Okay, we'll get there, we'll get there. Okay, so now James, the kid, was gonna be king, and then Mary married the Mary married the orange guy, not that orange guy, but the Dutch orange guy. And then the parliament was the English people were like, no, please, Dutch people, invade us and bring Protestantism back. And oh, I found a kind of a problem in this book. It just says, no, hold on. James, was that James the king? James, the king just fled. The king fled. Was it James II who fled? Oh my god, that was a proper invasion. His reign, deposition. Oh yes. Okay, so the Glorious Revolution was when they overthrew James II and 2 and 7. Okay, cool. Okay, we're almost there. There was no resistance. How would you say resistance in Welsh? Gwrthiant. No, gwrthwynebiad. So he fled to France, and the Dutch guy became... What? No, but he was... Was he not king in Dutchland? Where were the successors? William III and II. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, so it's James 1 and 6, 2 and 7, but William 2 and 3. Willem Hendrik. He was Prince of Holland, but he was not King of Holland, right? He was not king. He was... William and Mary. Okay, Mary. This is what is was he a king? Was he not a king? He's just a prince. He was a ruler, but not a king. What was he? Well, I need to figure this out. Prince of Orange. So Prince of Orange. What is this title? Prince of Orange. The Sovereign Principality of Orange. Okay, so it is a place you can rule, but you're only prince. Okay, sure. What is this? Stadtholder. This is a king, right? Was it a king? Why are they all Williams? Why are they all Williams? So many Williams. This. Yeah. Okay. What is this Stadtholder? Oh, okay. Whatever. Right. So they were technically not kings, but basically kings, right? They were basically kings. This guy was king-ish. And then casually went and became king of England and Scotland and whatever as well. Is that how it works? He reached... Okay. James fled, William took over, became William III in England and William II of Scotland. And they ruled jointly. That's cute. They're a power couple. The Glorious Revolution, because there was no fighting in England, and because it guaranteed the power of Parliament, ending the threat of a monarch ruling on his or her own as he or she wished. You know, we have there We have a gender neutral pronoun now. You don't have to say his or her own as he or she wished. Guarantee the power of Parliament. Okay. James II wanted to regain the throne and invaded Ireland. What? Okay. So the Brits were like, Dutch king, please come and take over. James went to France, got some French people to hang out with him, went to Ireland, and then William the Dutch guy defeated James again. Now there is fighting. Okay, so there was no fighting in England, that's why it's glorious, but they did fight in Ireland. Battle of the Boyne. Boyne. Cymraeg. Brwydr y Boyne. It's a river. Okay, sure. Where is this river? Near Dublin. Cool. And that we are almost in the 18th century now. So close. An event which is still celebrated by some in Northern Ireland today. What are they celebrating? William reconquered Ireland and James fled back to France. Hang out with your French buddies. Many restrictions were placed on the Roman Catholic Church in Ireland, and Irish Catholics were unable to take part in government. Okay. He's Protestant. Okay, again, Protestant, Catholic, they keep banning each other. Cool. There was support for James in Scotland. The Scots always just doing the opposite of what the English people do, which I guess, yeah, is still the case. They want to support James like the French people do, but they got defeated at wherever this is. I know it's a Gaelic name. Killiecrankie. Chreinig. Chreinig. I know Culla. Where is it? Killiecrankie. I feel like some of these like anglicized Scottish Gaelic names just feel like a mockery of the original. Like Killiecrankie sounds very juvenile and childish. Like, oh, your word kind of sounds like Killiecrankie. It had a meaning in Gaelic. Where is it? Where is it? Not helping. I don't know where the A9 is. Killiecrankie. Give me a map. Okay, so like halfway up. Okay, halfway up Scotland. I wouldn't call it national pride. Conquered so much. I mean, we do. Our national dish is the chicken tikka masala. Prince of Orange, the Earl of Orange. What? Oh, that's a different thing. That's so many centuries after. Okay, let's finish this. We have to finish this, guys. We can do this. Okay, they fought in Ireland, and Northern Irish somehow like it, and then Scottish people wanted to prop up James again. And then William was like, nope, and they went to Killiecrankie. The clans were required formally to accept William as king by taking an oath. Take an oath in Welsh is puteinllyd, because something I need to do eventually, so I need to know the word for it. So, the MacDonalds of Glencoe were late in taking the oath. What the? That's dark. That's dark. The MacDonalds of Glencoe were late, and they were all killed. They just bam. Sorry, mate, you were late. You were so close, but you're dead now. It's giving Squid Game. The memory of this massacre meant some Scots distrusted the new government. Yeah, I'm sure they did. Just kill a bunch of our people, and then we're gonna trust you now. Some continue to believe that James was the rightful king, particularly in Scotland. Okay, the Scots liked James. Good to know. Some joined him in exile. Wow, imagine going to France just because you believe in the king. What was he doing in France anyway? Anyway, I can't English anymore. What was he doing in France anyway? Was he like just hanging out, or did he like rule anything? How did people join him? Did they go and be like, hey, you're our king, I'm gonna be here and give you my money, which I don't have any because I moved to a different country. Oh, those were secret supporters. Oh, the Jacobites. I know the Jacobites. Wait, hold on. I've heard of the Jacobites. When I was I went to that little visitor center, and in Glen, you know, the Harry Potter train place, the Glenfinnan. Yeah. That's when I heard of the Bonnie Prince. Okay, I need to check now. When was that? Which Charles was it? Charlie. Okay, so Charles Edward Stuart, Charles Edward Louis John Sylvester Maria Casimir Stuart was in the 1700s, which we haven't reached yet. So that was still later. The grandson of James. Oh, so the old pretender was James's kid, which is this guy, right? Yeah. And then his kid was Charles, again, different from all the Charles that died. So that's why he's a Bonnie Prince. And the Jacobites. No Cymraeg. Gwerga Gaelic. Oh no, I am already in Cymraeg, sorry. Jacobitiaeth. Cool. Check that you understand. Okay, chat, do we understand? First, how and why religion changed during this period. I actually don't. How and why? Because they just had different religions and they kept banning each other. And there was like they reformed the church and then they restored. No, and then like reformed all over Europe. There's Protestants and just there's Puritans. There is Presbyterians, and they all just hated each other. Just basically a lot of hate. That's the why. The importance of poetry and drama in the Elizabethan period is just Shakespeare. The involvement of Britain in Ireland. What? The involvement as in they went and called themselves king. That's the involvement, right? That's basically involvement. That was who did that? Was it Charles? Who did that? Or was it like one of the Henrys? I feel like I who called himself the King of Ireland? Yep, Henry. It was one of the Henrys. Okay, the Henrys called themselves King of Ireland. Yeah, that's the involvement. Wait, so when did the Tudors end? I need to check this. What happened to the Tudors? when did it become the Oh, right. It's when the Persian Union, right? The Stuarts became the royal family because of the personal union, because James the First became king in England because because of Elizabeth had no kid. So that's how the Tudors ended. I take it. The development of the Parliament and the only period in history when England was a republic. Yeah, that sounds nice, doesn't it? When was it again? 1640. Yn Gymraeg. 1649 tan 1660. Why there was a restoration of the monarchy? Because they couldn't manage without Cromwell. His kid was shit. Richard, right? Richard. And they had the restoration, the Adveria. They got shit. Who is the one? James was James II. Charles II. Charles. Yeah, Charles II. And okay, Charles II and James II were brothers. Okay, cool. How the Glorious Revolution happened. They just ask the Dutch guy to take over. Okay, we've got there in the end, chat. We got there. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was tiring. It's like figuring out the big map or web in my head. The chicken tikka masala is good. It can't be classed as a curry. Yeah, because it's British. Okay, who's still here? Who is still here? Chat, are you still here? Let me know if you're still here. We need to take a breather. I think most people are gone after all that king talk. So as Michelle says, I'm going to get something to eat. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun, actually, still, despite like all the struggle and I mean all the whinging, but it is interesting to figure out what happened here and there. So I hope you would join me again in the next one. I don't know if you're bored anymore. Maybe you're like, oh, so much history. That's enough. I'm not going to watch this again. But I don't know. Do watch out for the upcoming video that I just filmed. I'm going to start editing after I eat. Yeah, I don't know if this series is Welsh enough. I mean, I kept saying I'm studying in Welsh, but it's kind of like mostly learning the content and then also translating the necessary terms into Welsh, because that will be in the quiz. They will ask me what is the cylchdroad gogonedus, what is the adferiad, pam oedd y chwyldroad gogonedus and ogonedus, why was a glorious revolution glorious, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I'll see if I have time on Tuesday. Otherwise, I'll see you in the weekend again. And